Charge!
Good morning, gearheads. Only a month until football, and Blind Mike is here to help you transition back into the things that really matter. So go to blindmike.net for all Blind Mike's links, HRO requests, Stony gift certificates, and the exclusive B. Michael Alpha Men's Watch Series. Today on The Big Show, the aftermath of the ESPYs with Shane and Matt. We all need friends like Jon Stewart. Anthony Jeselnik's poop no longer stinks. OPIE still stinks. And the steel toe anniversary is upon us all. And now your host, a man voted man I most want to travel across the country in a small car with, Blind Mike Geary.
There's always a football reference in our intro that I don't suspect Electra is responsible for.
She loves it. She loves the pigskin.
I did not write that. No.
It never makes any sense, and I can't imagine she's doing it. So,
a lot of people out there are dying for football to come back, Mike.
I am a football fan, though.
yeah, they tune into this show to find out how many days until football season.
It's Sunday pregame. Your show is the Sunday pregame.
I understand.
How you doing,
hello, folks. Good to be back with you. Good to be. Say what you want about the producer of today's program, but we can hear it. Even if he's terrible, we can hear him be terrible. And that's what's nice about it, you know?
Thanks.
Speaking of terrible, what's this horrible game you want me to play today?
Oh, no. Well, there. I had an idea. You had an idea on the last show.
Here's the thing I'm trying to drill into you here. This is why I'm starting here. I didn't have an idea.
You did. I heard it. It's on the air. You said it twice, and it made me laugh. And I go, you know what? That is a good idea.
So
Suck it Sundays, people. Suck it Sundays.
Last week, I made fun of Opie for FU Fridays. And I guess I made a joke saying, oh, we're doing Suck It Sundays here on the Blind Mike Project. Now, the joke was, how horrible would that be? And, could you imagine if we were that douchey, if we made fun of all these other shows, and then we did a Suck It Sundays segment? And I get a message from Casey the other day going, I've got an intro for your Suck It Sundays segment. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't even know I had no memory of saying that. Suck it.
I already got the.
Suck it.
I already got the drops for it.
There's drops for it. There's stingers. It's very fun.
Yeah, you can be like, hey, John.
So what would I do in this segment?
You'd be like, God, Anthony Jeselnik with those watches. You know what he can do?
Suck it.
You can suck it, Anthony Jeselnik.
Suck it.
Go suck it on Sunday.
So I do a whole segment of that?
No, well, yeah, at the end. It's like our way to say goodbye. It's a wrap-up, you know? That's all.
But you understand the idea of me adopting Opie's bits.
We did a goal show.
It goes against the entire fabric of the show.
A year ago today, almost, we did a show called The Goal, Mike. This is
ironic in your mind.
No, I really wanted you to have all these.
That's what I mean. That was the issue. It didn't come across as a real, like we were doing it for fun.
Even when I sent you the audio of you saying "suck it,"
suck it. It was well produced. It was we're really doing Suck It Sundays.
We're doing what Opie never could do. We're going to produce one of these bits that he does.
You got your title, by the way, already. So.
Okay, suck it. Yeah. Write that down.
Suck It Sunday.
Got it.
Suck It Sunday.
Unless that was last week's or something. But
chat, let us know. Would you like to hear Suck It Sundays? Let Mike know. I think this is where the audience may be able to sway him into this.
In case he goes, we'll have the chat decide the title. It could be a fun little game they could play. And I go, or I'll just tell you at the end.
Yeah. If you come up with something better than Suck It Sunday, people, put it in the chat. We like.
Boy, that'll be hard to top, folks. See if you can come up with something. Well, fire away. Kidding aside, good to have Casey and Electra here. I imagine we'll have no problems all day. Although the pressure is on now. The bar has been set. You know?
Pretty low. The bar's pretty low.
It really was. Well, the best is Craig going, no, there are no audio issues.
I love that.
We all had a mass hallucination. Cardiff, me, the chat. It was good to have Cardiff here because we'll talk about gaslighting later on today's program. But that's what Craig is doing, is gaslighting me. And it was nice to have Cardiff be like, no. It's buffering and skipping, and we can't hear. He really did Shane dirty. We played those clips, and we're like, oh, these wenches on The View are talking about Shane bombing. Listen to this. And then it was like as if he purposely removed the laughter. You could hear everything else but the laughs.
Sounds exactly like when you remove the music from a song and there's just the vocals left.
The McCusker prank makes no sense the way Craig played it, because it's, hey, Brittany Hicks is here, 4-time NBA All-Star. Then pure silence, and then Shane being like, I got you.
Got him!
It makes no sense the way Craig played it. And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds perfect.
Well, the funny thing is I did a little research on the back end, and you do get a lot of people that listen after the show. But, Mike, funny thing, a lot of people listen during the show as well.
That's weird. That's what Craig forgets about. It's strange, but
he focuses on the after people. But that's awesome. That's unique.
Well, hey, hopefully we can hear today's program, and if you want to hear it crystal clear, go to blindmike.net. And if you're wondering about these audio files that people are talking about, people are saying, man, the audio just sounds so crisp and pristine. Well, you can check out Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Those links are at blindmike.net. The YouTube, links for the YouTube are blindmike.net. If you're watching live, which you can do almost every Sunday morning, then like, subscribe, comment. It helps more people find the show. Next week, a programming note for those of you that don't know, I'll be being filled in for by the Flop University boys. Bobby Costa and Danny Dickey are taking over. I'll be on the road. I'll be, hopefully close to Massachusetts by this time next Sunday.
It could be alive, Mike. I don't know anything about this other show, but I feel you're traveling with some dangerous folks. Maybe
wow,
where could you have heard that? No, they're lovely guys.
Okay, I'm worried for you, Mike.
But yeah, Bobby Costa and Danny Dickey will be taking over, so hopefully they do a nice show. Check them out and subscribe to Flop University if you like what they do next week. And
Mike, how do they feel about cartoon producers? Because after you're Left 4 Dead and we're going to need a job.
I don't know. I don't know how they feel about it. I know how I feel about it. That doesn't stop you.
That's true. Okay.
And also become a member for as little as $5 a month on Patreon or YouTube. You get early access and bonus content. That's right. We just put
We miss the guy.
I do miss John. We just put Pete Davidson versus the Stengel brothers up, an Opie and Jim segment that was heavily requested by one particular patron. So we proved that if you wear me down enough, I'll do even a segment that I don't care that much about. So check out that episode. But we've also got a palate cleanser in the holster. We just recorded with Christian Blatt, the next episode of Why You Laughing? Norm Macdonald on the Dennis Miller Show. On his TV shows, his radio show, over the years, some of his best appearances. And Christian, I know what you're thinking. Oh, God, Christian Blatt? Why, for the love of God, would you do that? But, and believe me, I hear you. Kidding,
I love
of course.
Christian.
So do I. I'm kidding. But if you're thinking, why Christian Blatt? It's because he produced the Dennis Miller radio program for many, many years. And he's involved in a lot of the clips, so it was cool to have him there to give a little background and behind the scenes and perspective. So I highly recommend that one if you're a Norm fan. And you get it early. It'll be out free in like 2 months. But you can get it early if you're a member. And that's on Patreon or YouTube. Become a member. All right. I wanted to get into one thing before we start the real show. I'll give you a couple reviews of things I've watched recently. One that a lot of people were talking about, and one that I don't think enough people were talking about. So the first one is Happy Gilmore 2, because I had a lot of thoughts about this over the last few weeks, and I've been voicing them to anyone that'll listen. I was very nervous about this because I grew up. I don't think I really ever appreciated how much I grew up on Adam Sandler. Like the two movies I probably watched the most, just over and over and over again before the age of 10 or 12 were probably Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy. I watched those just constantly. I had them on VHS, and that's like all I had to watch that was entertaining. So I would just watch those over and over again as a young boy. So I never realized how much I loved Adam Sandler. And I think that's why I was like, when Happy Gilmore 2 was announced, I was like, God damn it, they're gonna fuck it up. But I held out hope, and I believed for a little while, because I was like, that is, of all Adam Sandler's movies, that makes sense to have a sequel. The idea maybe now Happy is down on his luck or whatever the plot line would be, that makes sense. Just from a wondering what it could be angle, Happy Gilmore makes the most sense for a sequel, lends itself the best. So I held out hope, and then I saw the trailer, and I was like, God damn it. It's just going to be an onslaught of cameos. Now, I'll say this. Ben Stiller's character, I tweeted out a quick review yesterday. Ben Stiller's character was atrocious. What they did to such a masterful cameo in the first one. Like Ben Stiller, it was beautifully done, his character in the first Happy Gilmore. And they just butchered it. It was so crazy how bad and unnecessary he was in this movie. You could have had him maybe for, one line or one quick scene, but the fact that they kept coming back to him was so unnecessary. And what they did to the character didn't make any sense. It completely lost the plot of what it was in the first one and what made it funny. So that stood out to me as being bad. But the rest of it, I thought was like fine. And here's the problem. When you tweet something out like this, people want a strong reaction one way or the other. So I tweeted out that I thought it was a fine, modern Sandler movie. Like if you compare it to anything else Adam Sandler's put out on Netflix, this is one of the better ones, I would say. I don't think that's a tremendous compliment, but it's fine. And Adam Sandler has been very content and very open about he wants to make movies with his buddies. He wants to make movies he can watch with his kids that are family friendly. Like, I think he's just cool with coasting. I don't think in his mind, maybe he's never going to make another Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison or Wedding Singer or anything like that. He might make another of all of those movies, but I mean, in terms of quality, like I don't know if he's ever going to replicate any of those even in his own mind. So like he's just content with what he puts out there, and he has fun doing it. And that's what I meant when I said I thought it was a fine modern Sandler movie. And this always happens when I say shit like that. People are like, "Oh, so you loved it? Oh, what? I can't believe you loved Happy Gilmore too." And it's like, well, no, I didn't, because you have to have extreme reactions one way or the other. You have to love it or hate it. I thought it was like fine. And I said the cameos were not as obnoxious as I thought they would be. And people were like, well, they were every 2 seconds. But I thought, here's another positive for me, is that I set the bar so low. I literally thought it was going to be, Travis Kelce, what are you doing here? And then some ham-handed Taylor Swift joke. Like, that was literally the level that they had to beat for me to think it was okay. So it wasn't really that, but like Eric Andre was like just a guy who he golfed with in a it wasn't like Eric Andre and then some reference to him. It wasn't that egregious. It wasn't that overt or anything. So like I was kind of fine with those, and maybe it helps that I can't see, because like a lot of them I didn't even really notice that it was a celebrity. It was just so that was good. The way they brought the golfers in, I thought was fine, and it wasn't as intrusive as I thought it was going to be. Again, I thought it would be like, oh, Scotty Scheffler, do you have any advice for me? But the way they worked it in with basically an equivalent of Liv, like coming for the PGA Tour, it kind of made sense. And like as a kid, I think you have to be in my window of age to appreciate it as much as I did, because like I got like emotional when Shooter McGavin made his chipped it in to tie it up. It like hit me in the heart because I watched this movie as a kid. For anyone else, it was probably corny as shit. Yeah, I know. Spoilers. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, the first half I thought was like legitimately pretty good. I thought it was cool what they did with Happy Gilmore's character. I thought John Daly was it was funny that John Daly was just at the same level as Happy Gilmore, like this downtrodden guy, but he was like okay with it, which was funny to me. The second half is when they said, oh shit, we haven't gotten enough references into the first one. And it was just like every 40 seconds was a fucking reference. And they did these flashbacks, which was weird. It's like the only reason we're watching this is because we saw the first one. But they would do flashbacks where you saw the clips. It was almost like a best of in a sitcom where they do like, the 100th episode of Seinfeld is just like, hey, remember this moment? It was kind of like that, where there were a lot of flashbacks, particularly in the second half, that I thought they could have done without. But overall, like I thought it was fine. Like if you're comparing it to other Sandler movies, it was okay. Completely unnecessary as a venture. Like they did not need to do it, but once you cope with the fact that they did it, it's like okay, it was better than I thought it was going to be. You know, it was fine.
Yeah, because I hear fine, I hear average. Like watch it or don't. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly. If you want to preserve the memory of the first one, then don't watch it. But it wasn't. I was expecting The Hangover 2, where it was like a shot-for-shot remake, to where you're like, well, why even do this? And there were, like I said, there were elements of that. And you also have to remember, the first one was a stupid comedy. Like you have to suspend some disbelief, like the idea that Robert Smigel just has a different job that incorporates him into this one. Like you can suspend disbelief enough to be like, whatever. It doesn't make any sense, but who cares? So overall, like I thought it was fine. It was watchable. It was better than I expected. I was worried it was going to be like just an abomination, but it ended up being okay, and I kind of enjoyed watching it, which I think defines this era of Sandler's career. Like the Sandler Netflix movies, I think that's about what you're going to get. Like go in thinking it's going to be terrible, and it'll end up being okay, you know?
Yeah, we're in Sandler's fan service era. He's just servicing his fans now. He's happy with all the money that we've given him for the last decade, and he's like, what do you guys want? I'll give it to you. You want Happy Gilmore 5? Let's do it.
Yeah.
No shame. No shame.
It would have been a better movie, in my opinion. And people will respond like, oh, like Mike knows more than Adam Sandler. I clearly don't, but Sandler's mailed it in as much as I have on this. So I care more about this movie than Sandler seems to. So I think it would have been if Shooter McGavin, like earlier in the movie, took on Carl Weathers' role, but like reluctantly. I think that's more of a movie. I think there's more of a movie there that people would care about, because that, like, Shooter McGavin's become one of the most beloved like movie villains of all time. Like that's a character that people love. So I thought he should have been in it more in the first half and more of a relevant part of it. But hey, that's the movie. It's the movie they gave us. So we got to take what we're given.
Mike, I do worry that when you said you were a kid, these were like your two favorite movies, were Happy Gilmore and
I wouldn't say two favorite. I just watched them. I had them on VHS, so it's just what I watched over and over again.
I just imagine that amount of sight that you had then. I hope that you got in some Stanley Kubrick or some good stuff too, because
not as a kid, no.
No. So you just watched Sandler movies.
Sandler and Jim Carrey,
and
yeah,
that's
almost entirely comedies as a boy.
Oh, okay. Well, now we know why you're shaped the way you are, Mike. Congratulations.
That's hurtful.
No, like not shaped. I was a comedy fan.
And the other
on Sandler.
The other thing I wanted to tell people to watch, go out of your way to watch this, is Joe DeRosa's I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. I wrote a review about it on Patreon. If you're a member, you can get my reviews of comedy specials on Patreon. And this, to me, was the best comedy special of the year, the best that I've seen in a while. I saw it live, not the special taping, but I saw him perform this hour, I think in like 2021, late 2021 or 2022 maybe. I know we still had to wear a mask until we sat down. So whatever era that was of this country, we had to wear a mask into the building, and then once we sat down, COVID disappeared. So it was that time.
Still, Mike? Come on.
I'm not.
Mask up.
I'm brave in that way. So I saw him do a lot, and then I kept telling people. I remember telling Craig, like, whenever he releases this, it's going to be the best special of the year. Look out for it. And then he went like 3 or 4 years without putting it out. What? And I was like, maybe it wasn't even that good. Like maybe I didn't even enjoy it. Like maybe my memory is just built up how much I liked it. But it delivered. I think it was the best special of the year. It's a rare special. Like a lot of times what you get now is just guys unloading material so they can move on to the next one. This was genuine art, which it sounds corny to say, but like he really did clearly like work on it and build it. And he took that time, and it wasn't just he was lazy putting it out. Like it was clear he was working on that material over this time and how to deliver it. It's something you don't get anymore, where it was an hour. It was a themed hour where the message was that there's no hope. Like it was very Carlin-esque. I described it as like Carlin through a Curb Your Enthusiasm filter. Like it was a little lighter than a lot of Carlin's stuff. But it definitely had that type of perspective. And I've loved Joe DeRosa on the radio and podcast for a long time. I've never necessarily been like a huge fan of his stand-up. I thought it was like all right. So if you're not necessarily a DeRosa fan, I still say give it a chance because I love this thing. I've watched it twice already. So I really enjoyed it. So I Never Promised You a Rose Garden on YouTube. Highly recommend. If you give a shit about my opinion, then go watch it. All right.
Hey, Mike, real quick, one more quick thing. What are your thoughts on Woody Allen? Do you like his movies?
I have not watched a ton of them, to be honest with you. I probably would not. When I was a kid, I didn't like, or maybe I told myself I didn't like the drier stuff like that. So I never really gave his movies much of a chance. So I should go back and watch them now.
We watched Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Sex But Were Afraid to Ask the other night on our Patreon, Electra and I. And we were amazed how much it reminded us of Larry David. Like, it's
really?
Larry David. Yeah, but it's Larry David with like corny word jokes, but dirty, corny word jokes.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I mean, Larry David clearly heavily influenced by Woody Allen. But.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy Woody Allen's work. I just, raised on Adam Sandler, you'd love Woody Allen.
I probably would. So maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll do that.
It was hilarious.
And now's the time to buy stock in Woody. I think he's going to make a big comeback.
He's a penny stock right now, that's for sure.
And go support Casey Day and Electra. Unboxing Eric is on after this, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yep. Yeah.
And they'll do Suck It Sunday, I'm sure, over there.
No, we're going to keep that. That's going to be for Puzzle Box.
Okay. All right.
Whenever that comes back.
Yeah. Early fall, possibly.
Beautiful. All right. Should we get into real business here? Enough nonsense.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's start with, because people have talked about this, but I haven't gotten a chance to react to the clips, really. I talked about it on KMS earlier in the week, but I kind of wanted to react to Jon Stewart's defense of Stephen Colbert. I was way off on this. Another thing I was wrong about this week was I said, Jon Stewart, he's always so level-headed. I don't think I took into account that this is like his guy, that Colbert is his boy who, Jon Stewart gave him a career and these guys love each other, it seems. So I didn't take that enough into account when I thought of how Jon Stewart would react to this. But he really went over the top in defending Colbert. There were some nods that make me believe he does understand why this happened. But to me, I think Stephen Colbert was so deserving of a firing because everyone in that industry is. There's not someone where I'm like, oh, they're doing it way better than, it's a dead art form. The idea of doing it the way Johnny Carson did it is gone. And even someone who loved Carson so much, like Conan didn't want to destroy the Tonight Show because it would desecrate what Johnny Carson built. But even Conan on his own show was like, all right, we got to change this. We got to take the desk away, take the suits off. We'll do something. We'll make it more of a podcast, whatever. Conan at the end realized that format was dying. And it's amazing to watch Colbert, Kimmel, Fallon, Seth Meyers, all these guys have not changed a fucking thing. And there's this idea now that CBS did it because of this lawsuit with Trump that I know dick about. I don't know a goddamn thing about it. So I can't be too insightful on the ins and outs of that lawsuit. But what I will say is, in CBS's defense, they canceled James Corden how long ago? How long ago is that they got rid of Corden? They were getting ready for the end of late night for a while now. And if you want to say Colbert was canceled for political reasons, James Corden, his signature bit was literally not speaking. He would move his mouth to hit songs with celebrities. He couldn't be a more vanilla guy. And CBS was still like, we just can't, it's not making any fucking money now. It's not worth it to do this anymore. So this idea that Stephen Colbert was wronged in some way is silly. I think the Tonight Show is going to stick around for a little while longer because it's just a bigger brand. So NBC is probably able to make more money off of it. But CBS is not intentionally losing money in late night to defend Donald Trump. This show was a disaster. Here's how disastrous it was. It was number one. Colbert, you could say, was doing it the best of anyone, and they were hemorrhaging money. So I don't even get what the argument is, but Jon Stewart will try to make it in Stephen's defense here.
He's his friend. Jon Stewart's a good friend, but it's also his legacy. This is like Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell are like pieces of Jon Stewart's legacy. And this is like Belichick's coaching tree. You know, if someone in the coaching tree has a losing season, Belichick jumps to the mic and he's like, you know, that's a great coach. They're going to find a new job. You know, it's a defense of your own honor because you look good.
I respect the loyalty, but I was just disappointed because I've and maybe too much. I've lifted Jon Stewart up as a guy who's pretty level-headed, and I didn't think this was the right take on this one.
But since we're on the topic of corporate capitulation to the whims of a pussy-grabbing enigma, last week, as you may have heard, CBS, which happens to have the same parent company as the network.
People get mad when I stop it too quickly. I've got to in this case.
Oh, Jon Stewart, yes.
The idea, like already, Jon Stewart works for the same company, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Viacom is like Comedy Central is still under the same umbrella as CBS. Jon Stewart just insulted Donald Trump 30 seconds out. He's not going to get fired, right? They went out of their way to bring him back because he's the best option they have by far on Monday nights for that show. So, like, this idea that Trump rules this network now, you just disproved that 3 seconds into the fucking clip.
This program currently airs on unceremoniously canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And, yes, in this case, I'll allow it. Now, obviously, I am certainly not the most objective to comment on this matter. Many of you may or may not know, Stephen and I worked together on this very program, together from 1999 through 2005.
Another thing people hate, I think, about this format is that right there. Jon Stewart says something. They're not even listening. I bet most of the people in that audience probably didn't watch the Colbert Report. But like they're trained seals. Like Jon Stewart says something with a certain inflection, and they all go, "Woo!" It's the same thing we talked about with The View last week. They're just trained monkeys that know when to clap and when to woo. And
don't they have signs in the audience
there's
that
a sign,
light up
Mike,
and
says
say applause?
It says applesauce.
Yes. So I think that's what people get sick of. And it's like I love sitcoms. But sitcoms were bastardized by the laugh track. It wasn't genuine anymore. So people aren't as dumb as we want them to be, particularly in entertainment, where like people hear that shit, the middle of America or whatever it is that rebels against that, they hate it. There's something they hate about that, being told what they think is funny or what they think is interesting or what they think is applause worthy. And that idea that you've trained these people, like with laugh track sitcoms, it just became like, it's why Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men and shows like that had such a bad rap. A lot of the writing was corny and all that, but it was also that you knew when you watched it that was fake laughter, that they were just injecting in there to be like, hey, this is when you're supposed to laugh, guys. So it felt forced to everyone. And that's why that art form that I love died. And it's the same with late night or daytime television or any of that, where it just seems fake and forced to people. And they're not buying it anymore because there's so much else out there. You don't have to deal with that when you listen to Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan or Tim Dillon or whoever. Say what you want about their political views, but there are other things that they're not looking at. It's frustrating that no one can get past that. Like, take the political shit aside and say, hey, maybe it did have something to do with Trump. Maybe Colbert did get fired because of this lawsuit and the shit that he said about Trump. Maybe that's part of it. But how about look at the parts you can control? You can't control what Donald Trump thinks. But how about some of the aspects that you can control that you haven't changed in 60 fucking years? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. The irony here is we're talking about a guy who did change it. If the Colbert Report would have just existed and then he would have not taken that Late Show and he just would have disappeared, we would have looked at the Colbert Report as an enigma.
Or how about this? For the first time in late night, do that Stephen Colbert character. Now he doesn't have to be Bill O'Reilly, but he could be Letterman. Like, he could be a parody of Letterman, where it's this pompous asshole shitting on the guests.
Pretend you're entertaining.
Yes, Stephen. Pretend you were entertaining, and maybe the show would have worked. Like if he was
that
going to
get a podcast.
Yeah, he'll do a podcast or something probably.
Political.
I got news for you, Electra. As you guys and me have proven, you don't need to get a podcast. You don't. No one needs to offer it to you. You can just do it. So I think Colbert will be fine from that.
Well,
regard.
yeah, that's what I meant.
There's no board approving.
Yeah,
podcast.
but like that Colbert character, it doesn't have to be a Republican anymore. I get if you're on CBS, maybe you don't want to divide the nation in half. Oh wait, Stephen did that for the last decade, but. Like it could have been the entertainment version, Jiminy Glick. Colbert could have changed his focus from politics to entertainment and done something interesting.
He had a suck it board, Mike. He pulled out a board of people he hated, and then it was fucking
Suck
hilarious.
It Sundays? Was that it?
Yeah.
And he got fired and canceled.
He did.
Well, no, this was on the Colbert Report when it was funny.
Oh, okay.
Haven't changed a bit. And then Stephen began our sister program, The Colbert Report, also on Comedy Central. A show which, in my mind, if I may, a show which, in my mind, remains to this day one of the most astounding accomplishments in satirical television, rendering a fictional character in real time 4 nights a week. For 10 years, so seamlessly, many viewers believed him to be the boorish, high-status idiot he was portraying.
I agree with that. It's one of the great late-night achievements, and that has literally zero factor in the CBS decision, other than it's why he was hired. They were like, oh, this is a brilliant guy who just achieved something that seemed impossible. If you just laid that out to someone, hey, this guy's going to play a character in late night and on an opinion show, it doesn't make any sense on the surface. So, but that has the only impact that has on the CBS decision is that's why he was hired. That's the character that he was hired, and this show was nothing like that. So
they immediately doled that. They immediately doled that Sharpet thing. They're like, oh, we love you. Change everything.
Yeah.
Times, my friends. We were 2 pretty good-sized fish in a reasonably small, basic cable pond. Both of our shows reached an inflection point in 2015. Stephen chose to challenge himself by seeing if he could succeed the legendary David Letterman in, quite frankly, a much bigger pond than the one he and I had been swimming in. And I quit. I quit. Stephen challenged himself. I passed away.
And this is where you can tell it's like they're just like Jon Stewart's trying to compliment his buddy. This has nothing to do with anything. It's all fluff around. Like he's just trying to. He's a good friend here. The take is stupid, but he's a good friend.
Yeah, I would hope he would do that for us, Mike.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would.
And challenged his abilities in the biggest field you could, and I literally went to a farm upstate. It's true. He did it. I didn't. And
again, has nothing to do with CBS's decision. The idea that Colbert worked harder than Jon Stewart over the last 10 years has zero to do with why he was fired. It's just getting people to clap at this. It has nothing to do with the argument.
Yeah, and then Jon Stewart left and made people pine away for him, and then came back and signed $1 billion contract. So it kind of worked out for him.
Yeah, Jon Stewart, you should be celebrating that you didn't do dancing vaccine injections or whatever the fuck Colbert's been doing. Skippity Biden.
I may. Watching Stephen exceed all expectations in the role and become the #1 late-night show on network television has been an undeniable great pleasure for me as a viewer and as his friend. And now...
It's exhausting, the clapping.
Yes.
Stephen has been canceled for purely financial reasons. And by the way, not just Stephen's show, CBS has canceled the entirety of the Late Show franchise. Gone.
Right, so doesn't that tell you the fact that they didn't, maybe this would have been a political move if they brought in Ben Shapiro to do late night.
Yeah. Tim Dillon or something. Yeah.
Right, doesn't that tell you it's a move bigger than Colbert? this idea that they're getting rid of a franchise that David Letterman built. Because like I said, they got rid of the show after Colbert, replaced it with a game show, and now they're getting rid of that, I think. Because Taylor Tomlinson quit, but they could easily just get another host for that after midnight show. But I don't even think they're doing that. I think it's just going to be reruns of fucking Seinfeld or something. Like, well, they can't, not, whatever show. Say How I Met Your Mother.
And then in a year, we'll all forget, and they'll announce some new person, and we'll be like, "Yay, a new show!" And then forget about it.
I don't know that they will. I think they're just done.
Oh, they will. No, a year from now, let's make a bet. A year from now,
maybe
Theo Vaughn.
Well, yeah, maybe it will be. Honestly, my thought has always been Nate Bargatze.
Oh God, yes. But that number would have to be so high because he's touring stadiums. Yeah.
They would need to pay him $90 million a year to beat what he's making.
At
least, yeah. The only thing with that is like what I think they would do. Like, say they hired Nate or whoever. I think it'll be a podcast.
You know,
it'll be Nate in an empty room with more like almost like Charlie Rose almost, but it's Nate Bargatze. What they should do, have the microphones set up like Rogan and the headphones and everything, like make it a podcast for an hour minus commercials.
You know, another name I hear a lot out here for taking over for stuff is going to be a lot cheaper than Nate Bargatze is your Cumtown boy, the Adam guy.
Adam Friedland?
Yeah,
that would be
talked about a lot out here for taking over Jon Stewart kind of jobs.
That would be amazing if Nick Mullen basically pranked CBS into hiring Adam Friedland as a late night talk show host. That would be fantastic. And honestly, you're not wrong. That's a good fit, and he would be a lot cheaper than Nate.
I've seen his face on like the Variety like 5 or 6 times. Like, is this
that's
the
exact? Honestly, that's the exact show I'm talking about. The Adam Friedland show is what, if CBS is going to have any late night, that's what they should do. Like the Norm Macdonald Live format where like the crew laughs, but it's not this massive studio audience, and it's one guest for 45 minutes. You know?
And it's in his basement.
Yeah.
Also, I'd put $20 on just Pat McAfee taking it over because he fills every hole.
Yeah. They're stupid, so they will do something like that.
Pat McAfee at late night.
It'll be some horrible. It'll be Jason Kelsey or something.
We got AJ Hawk with us here tonight.
Yeah.
Now, I acknowledge, losing money. Late night TV is a struggling financial model. We're all basically operating a Blockbuster kiosk inside of a Tower Records.
So that is the one like good joke that he had in this, and the one correct statement he made. And to me, you don't get to do a but after that. You don't get to say we're a Blockbuster kiosk inside of a Tower Records, but just keep him.
Yeah.
We like Steven. Who cares if you're hemorrhaging money, if you're losing millions and millions of dollars? Stephen Colbert cannot be a nice enough guy to overcome the money they're losing. That's not how business works. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not, and Jon Stewart knows that. And if Comedy Central was tanking money in the same way, they'd get rid of Jon Stewart. Like, that's just how it goes. So obviously, NBC is still making money on Fallon in some form, at least enough to be worth having Fallon there. And that's probably because the Tonight Show property means more to advertisers than The Late Show. But Jon Stewart just said it. Like, there shouldn't be any more to this statement. He continues, obviously. But it should just be, we're operating at a Blockbuster kiosk inside of a Tower Records. He nailed it. That's why Colbert got fired. There might be other stuff around it that contributed to it, but that's the reason.
But when your industry is faced with changes, you don't just call it a day. My God! When CDs stopped selling, they didn't just go, oh, well, music, it's been a good run.
No, it changed. The iPod came out when CDs stopped selling.
You know what else happened?
And that's what CBS did. To keep with this Tower Records analogy, that's what CBS did, is they're moving on. They're going to a new format. They gave Stephen Colbert over a decade to do whatever he wanted. And boy, did he. He did the exact show what he wanted. And if you look at the lineup on a given night, it's some fucking congressperson you've never heard of and the third actor in an Amazon Prime show. And then who gives a fuck after that? They'd have a musical guest or a comedian that Colbert doesn't care about and wasn't there for. Like, I've heard a bunch of comedians say this. If you got a set on Colbert, he was not there. They just recorded it at a different time. So it's a show that he didn't really give a fuck. He just did what he wanted. He didn't care about revolutionizing the industry. Like, so this analogy, that's where he loses me. The Blockbuster kiosk was a perfect analogy. Now he's losing me because Colbert didn't change anything. He had the exact same format. I guess if he changed anything, he's like, what if Johnny Carson was interviewing a politician that half the country hates and another quarter of the country doesn't know? Like, no one would buy that idea. No one would buy that elevator pitch. And that's how Colbert decided to build his show.
It's actually just a factually wrong analogy because I was around. I don't want to age myself, but I was sort of around when we went from streaming to like CDs to streaming in the record. You know what happened, Mike? Everyone at the record labels got fired because it's a new business model. They're used to the old business model. You need to bring in a whole new group of people that you can underpay compared to the new business or the old business model. And that's what's going to happen here. Colbert just got way too expensive. He's been there too long, you know?
They're going to hire fucking Are You Garbage and be like, just do a fun late night show for us.
Just put up your link to your website. That'll be your payment. Yeah.
CDs, you say? CDs nuts. Sorry. That was the Tourette's.
I just a completely unnecessary addition.
Tourette's, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I like that one.
I think I got a challenger. CD's nuts for a title. Let us know.
CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades. Is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger? Was killing a show that you know rankled a fragile and vengeful president, so insecure, suffering terribly from a case of chronic penis insufficiency? It's a terrible disease. It's a terrible disease.
So your bosses, John, is that who your bosses fired Stephen because he agitated the president? Then you got on air to talk about this subject and said Donald Trump has a tiny penis. You're allowed to do that. Like, you just proved it's totally fine. The difference is people go out of their way to seek out Jon Stewart. And even if people aren't watching on Comedy Central, I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm more interested, like someone like me who's not that into following a lot of politics. If I'm scrolling through Instagram and 2 clips come up and it's Stephen Colbert talking to Tom Hanks about Diet Coke and champagne, or Jon Stewart giving his take on that week's news, I'm watching the Jon Stewart clip. So if you want to talk about the ratings, if you want to talk about social media presence, whatever, the reason Jon Stewart has a job is not because he goes easy on the president. It's because he is providing something that the network wants. And Colbert stopped doing that. I don't know. Did the Trump stuff have 0% of their decision? Probably not. It probably played a factor, played a role. But this idea that it was purely that, no, it goes back to what Jon Stewart said. And I think Jon Stewart knows that what he said a minute before is the reason that they are a dying industry that people don't give a fuck about. And now all I can think of is Adam Friedland taking over that time slot. Boy, would that be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. The next one here is called Taking a Stand.
Oh, I forgot there was more. That's why I pontificated so much. I forgot there was another. God damn it. All right.
Look, I understand the corporate fear. I understand the fear that you and your advertisers have with $8 billion at stake. But understand this, truly. The shows that you now seek to cancel, censor, and control, a not insignificant portion of that $8 billion value came from those fucking shows.
Did Jon Stewart go on this rant when Roseanne got fired?
I don't remember.
When Roseanne
He
was
might have been on the farm.
That's true. I guess I can't blame John. Maybe he would have defended Roseanne, because this is where I said Jon Stewart is level-headed. He defended Tony Hinchcliffe a few months ago. So maybe Jon Stewart would have. I guess I can't blame him. But like, were people saying this when Roseanne got canceled and was like dominating that time slot when she came back, and people were like, "Oh, finally a fresh new perspective in sitcoms." And then the second they had a chance to get rid of her, they did. So were people defending that? I get the situations are different, but at its core, Roseanne said something people didn't like, and they got rid of her. And I don't remember anyone, I mean, other than like Joe Rogan and people on the fringes like that. I wonder how they built up so much. Jeez. I wonder how Rogan, who had a unique perspective and said, "Hey, maybe don't fire Roseanne. Maybe look a little deeper into this and you know, think about it rationally rather than just a knee-jerk reaction that Twitter wants you to give." I wonder why Joe Rogan rose to prominence. They've all been wondering for the last year, I guess, is what it's amazing. Like, Democrats started wondering like 8 months ago, why is Joe Rogan popular? It was the first time the industry, it dawned on them that there's this uprising of people that were on the fringes a few years ago, like Schultz and Theo and Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe. Why'd they get so popular? Maybe it's because they didn't take the same opinion on every issue that they were supposed to have, that the, as I said, trained SEALs in the audience would clap for, but no one at home really agreed with or gave a fuck about. So this idea of like, hey, be brave, CBS. Well, they've never done that. And no one had a problem with it until it affected someone on their side. It's so crazy to me that they don't see that stuff.
And his arguments are a little specious, because he's kind of saying like, "Oh, $8 billion of value added, and you get nothing." I just did a search. You know how much CBS has paid Stephen Colbert so far? $120 million.
I just say it's like $16 million a year or something.
Yeah, they paid him about $100 million so far, and he's gonna make another 40 before he's so. $140 million for an $8 billion. That sounds like an NBA deal. That sounds pretty good deal, is what I'm saying. So what are we complaining about? He got fired, and he's
and meanwhile, by the way, fucking Shane Gillis lost a job and was publicly dragged when he was sharing an apartment with a roommate. Like right. Tony Hinchcliffe, when the Peng Dang thing happened, wasn't a hugely successful guy. And right. People were not going, "Hey, how can you do this to their livelihood?" Mm-hmm. But Stephen Colbert loses a job that he's already made $100 million for. And people are like, "I can't believe they would do this to the poor guy. He's got a family to support."
Right. And another thing that he says, that if Viacom, who owns, or whatever, Paramount, whatever, like they have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders, who often are elderly people in retirement accounts, to make sure they have money and that their money goes up. So there's victims on either side. So there's the rich 100 millionaire Colbert on one side, who's got to get a new job and he'll be rich, or people who own stock, grandmas and grandpas who own stock in Viacom, and when it goes down because your show sucks, they can't buy their applesauce this week.
Yeah, I stupidly thought Jon Stewart would point some of these things out like that. Like, that's a great point. The fact that they have shareholders, the fact that there's all these things. And I guess he used that Blockbuster analogy to be an umbrella for all of that. Like, hey, here's the bone I'll throw logic. But the reason I say foolishly, my prediction was that Jon Stewart would be level-headed on this. It's foolish because I forgot how good of friends they are. Like, I didn't take that into consideration.
That's what made you that money. Shows that say something, shows that take a stand, shows that are unafraid. And not to, believe me, this is not we speak truth to power. We don't. We speak opinions to television cameras. But we fucking try every night. And if you believe, as corporations or as networks, you can make yourselves so innocuous that you can serve a gruel so flavorless that you will never again be on the boy king's radar, why will anyone watch you? And you are fucking wrong. You want to know?
He should be saying this into the mirror. And I guess I don't mean Jon Stewart, but I mean late night in general. Do a little study if you're upset about this. people like Julie DeCaro who are emailing Paramount Plus, I would say do a little study. Get a transcript of take out any identifiers, any names or anything like that, but just get a transcript on any given night of Colbert, Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, their monologues. Get a transcript of that and just read it. They are indistinguishable. Like Jimmy Fallon, I saw a clip of Jimmy Fallon's monologue after the Colbert announcement, and Jimmy Fallon's joke was about like hundreds of people being like, hundreds of people will be upset that this isn't on Paramount anymore. The joke is like no one uses Paramount Plus. Your show is on Peacock, and no one gives a fuck about it, Jimmy. Like the transcripts of these shows would be indistinguishable. Easy for me to say. So Jon Stewart saying you want your shows to be vanilla? That's the problem. They already are. They are already who gives a fuck. Maybe they should give an opportunity to, like I said, someone like Bergazzi, someone like Adam Friedland, someone like Are You Garbage? These things that might actually be different or might be what an audience that watches late night programming wants. So I think I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but I think John is being a bit obtuse here when he says, well, your shows are going to become vanilla. It's like, that's why they brought you back, John. Because Trevor Noah and anyone else they brought in there, Hassan Minaj or Leslie Jones or whoever they brought in to fill that seat, was just doing the same horse shit that Colbert and Kimmel were doing. That's why they needed you, John. So I think you better than anyone know that it's gotten vanilla a long time ago, long before Trump had anything to do with Colbert getting fired.
Can we see if Tom Snyder's still available? He was
I wish. He was the greatest. Yeah. But yeah, a Tom Snyder type of show might be what they're going to look for.
Yeah, bring it back.
You know, like just a straight interview, no audience, that type of thing. But it's amazing to watch. And I say this all the time. I've given the right shit for it about it lately. I gave the left shit for it for the previous decade. And in this instance, the left deserves shit for it again. The idea that Democrats and liberals are whining that something of theirs got canceled is so insane to me that they never once go, well, hey, we complained to get other people canceled, so maybe we should look in the mirror over this. Maybe
we have no sense of humor, Mike. I can't.
Hey, Donald Trump got angry, so a network canceled. How about you doing that with every advertiser of every show you didn't like for the previous decade? It's amazing not to look at that for 1 second. And Jon Stewart's not guilty of that, so I'll exempt him. But just in general, the people bitching about Colbert, your first thought when you don't like something is, let's run to the advertisers and demand this gets taken off the air because I don't like it.
This kind of reminds me of what's going on with us liberals. I see it in these groups where they're really nervous Obama's going to get a mugshot, And I'm like, I think like, well, hey, wait a second. We like celebrated the other guy getting a mugshot, and we were like in the streets over it. Like, I think, hey, if peace,
they should all be jailed. Every politician
exactly.
probably deserves to be in prison.
Just get mugshots of all of them. That would be amazing. I'm for that. All right, Mike. We have some members, chats, all this sort of good stuff.
Wait, we have what?
Well, like 13 member.
What are they?
What did Craig have to say about it?
Celebration of 13 months of membership.
No. Casey, what do we have to go to?
Oh,
push the button.
Suck it.
Oh, wrong one.
Yay, super chats.
Yay.
Yes.
Finally, I want you to hit one of those, and I can't get you to do it.
Oh, the irony. All right. Here we go, Electra.
Fun OK says, celebrates 13 months of membership and says, pretty loopy this AM with 38.7 Celsius. Fever and COVID.
That bad?
We'll
that
try
means
to
nothing.
make.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like 12 degrees. I don't know. We'll try to make up the poor. Why are you laughing? Blame Vic Henley with my usual super chats gifted in future EPs.
Thank you, buddy. Is he saying that he's the one who requested that Stengel Brothers episode? Is that what he means?
Blame Vic Henley. No, I think he's just blaming Vic Henley.
Oh, Vic Henley was quite terrible in the clips that we played. So yes, I do blame Vic also.
Blame Vic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Silent Shape just became a member. Welcome, Silent Shape.
Yay.
Thank you, buddy.
Fun okay for $2. Testing for Fry Girl. Thank you for doing that. I said put super chats in so I could hear that Krieger's drop. Do it again. Can we hear it again?
Yay, super chats.
Oh,
I hate it. I hate it so much, but I also love it.
It's almost like he's here when he's there.
And Fun okay then gifted a Blind Mike Project membership. Thank you so much.
He gifted another too. Thank you, Fun.
Oh, you're the best.
And Raper Butt got one of those. Yeah, so.
Yay, Raper Butt.
All right, let's move through. Jesus.
No, there's a title. There might be a title. Right?
Fun okay. I want a hologram AI Bob Barker. Rest in peace.
There was a homage to Bob Barker. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet, skip ahead. But why Bob Barker would be buried next to Chubbs Peterson and Adam Sandler's wife, I don't understand. But
It's a small universe. There's only one gravesite. So they all got to be buried there.
I saw Bob Barker twice.
Yeah, that's like, it's a stupid comedy. Like, that stuff is funny to me. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
He gifted another Blind Mike membership. Or are we just out of order? We're going to give him credit like 20 times.
I don't even know we need to read every gifted membership.
Yeah. Rocco Orby, 2002, $5. Bussy grabbing Enigma, you say, because the prior old white dude in the White House wasn't being creepy towards women and little girls. No, sir.
That's the inherent problem with all of this. It's like, but Biden was a creep too. It's like, yeah, they're probably all pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm. Nick gifted one. Thank you. I won't show it because we're not showing it anymore, I guess. But here
No. Don't do it passive aggressively. Do it or don't.
Merch Mouse for $1.99. That CD's nuts joke was gold. Jerry Gold.
I enjoyed it. That's the wheelhouse you have to be in Electra. Either don't interrupt or be so absurd.
All right.
that was Chip Chipperson-esque.
Yes.
Perfect. Raper Butt, $1.99. If they offered Stewart the job, would he take it?
I don't think so.
That's a good question. No,
well, they must have offered it to him 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, Colbert was a second.
I think there's a reason he's only doing Mondays on Comedy Central. I think he likes his life. And I assume doing a show like that 5 nights a week is pretty fucking exhausting. So
I don't know, Mike. You got the writers doing everything for you. You just roll in. I saw Gary Shandling's show. He wasn't doing anything.
The irony was Gary Shandling himself was killing himself over that show.
Yeah. No, one of the greatest shows ever. Still.
Miles Comer, $3. Sheba Dog. It's a super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker.
Thank you, buddy.
And one more here.
Nick Refesto. Restifo. I can't read. $19.99. Why are you laughing, Chip Chipperson? Please and thank you.
It's honestly not a bad idea.
I'm surprised you haven't done one on Chip.
That's not a bad idea. Would I treat Chip as a real character, like Lyle Chipperson himself, or just Jim Norton's character? I don't know.
One on each. Do one.
Yeah,
on
maybe.
Each.
Maybe. That's not a bad idea though. I'll probably do Jim Norton first, but that's a good idea.
All right, Mike. Where would you like to go to next? Matt and Shane. We got.
Let's talk about Shane Gillis. We'll talk a little about Matt and Shane, kind of recapping the ESPYs. But the part I wanted to get to is I was very happy that Shane actually responded to The View. We talked about The View last week. The unbelievable take that Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg had. And Shane usually stays above that stuff, and he kind of takes the high road with a lot of that. So I was glad Shane responded, and I think it's a very good response. So we'll get to that, but we'll first hear them talking kind of about the ESPYs in general. They were pretty buzzed during this episode, I believe.
Nice.
So the boys were feeling loose on Matt and Shane's secret podcast.
The ESPYs last night, big hit for the boys.
That was huge. No, for real, that was huge.
That was
a turning point.
Yeah, keep doing that thing where I pretend I'm extremely nervous. I really wasn't that nervous.
Cool.
Same like SNL.
It is. So it's funny to hear he's actually because even as a Shane fan, I've kind of thought like, why is he so nervous? He's kind of bigger than these things, particularly SNL. Like, he's bigger than SNL now. Why is he so nervous? I didn't realize it. Like, he's kind of just doing a character. I don't like that he's tearing down the fourth wall. He should have just let us all think that. But it is funny to know that's like part of it.
Yeah, no, that confirms like you're not crazy for watching him thinking, oh, this has got to be part of the act, right? So it's a nice confirmation.
I think he loves Norm so much that I think a lot, particularly like with the ESPYs, because Norm hosted the ESPYs, I think a lot of it's really just an homage to Norm, which as you know, I love.
Of course.
Dude, I hit the hello right up top. Hello.
Nah, man, it was real.
No, the only thing that makes me nervous is doing like corny stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, like that's when I get nervous. Like when I walk out there and you see the teleprompter and it's like, what? It's incredible to be around so many amazing athletes here. Like I can't read that.
No.
Without being like,
that's what has made him. That's what's built him, really. Just the idea that like NBC sent him an apology for the SNL stuff, and he looked at it and said, "I can't post that." So many other people, I would say most, if not all, people in Shane's position before him would have just taken the notes apology that NBC sent him and just screenshotted it and put it on Instagram. And Shane read it and said, I can't fucking do this. And it's that shame on me as a guy that loves Shane as much as I do. Shame on me because I reacted when it was announced he was hosting the ESPYs. I was like, oh, fuck. Because in order to do that, you have to do all that corny shit and say exactly that. It's amazing to be here around all these. But Shane does it in a way that is true to himself, where he's like, isn't it gay that I'm saying this, guys? Isn't that gay of me? And that's what makes him beautiful, is that he's never changed, at least yet. He is not as big as he's gotten, and I always worry. The more exposure he gets when you host SNL, when you host the ESPYs, when you have more attention on a big Netflix show, the more when you're doing arenas, the more eyes on you, eventually I assume you're going to change. But Shane has proven me wrong at every turn so far.
Shane Gillis is beautiful. Title option. Just putting it out there.
It's an option.
like, come on.
Dude, that's your blazing sword of truth.
People mistake it for just being totally inept, which they might. There's something. There's something there.
That's haters, bro. It was. Hold on, time out. Was it inept? It wasn't.
It was not inept.
It was a multi-dimensional performance.
Thank you, brother.
Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
I was so happy to get Brittany on there. So nice. And I will say this, and this is just I want to say this publicly.
For sure.
When I saw the videos of you laughing, it meant the world to me.
Yeah, Electra might not know this. That clip when Shane says, 4-time NBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here, and everyone applauds just because they show a black lady on the screen. That's Matt McCusker's wife.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So it was an amazing bit, and the idea that they incorporated Matt's wife is very funny. It's an homage to the dogs, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But it was so well done to make fun of that, because the hype around the WNBA right now and people acting like they're fans, it really was the perfect Shane bit to cut through that phoniness and also kind of represent him. Like,
Aren't they just acting like they're fans because they can bet on their periods now?
there is no, I think that's why like Portnoy's a fan, is just the gambling angle. It was not bad. I enjoyed it. But I think that's why some people, it's just like another thing to gamble on, I guess. But I also think there's even with like Portnoy, I think there's some people that just want you to know how cool they are by being in on this trend of the WNBA and be like, hey, I don't care if you think I'm a loser, when in reality, it's to seem cool that they're rooting for this league.
And they actually don't show you their periods anymore, Electra, because people were betting on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I
taken
hacked
from
into
us.
their
More of this,
app on
more
their
of this,
phone.
more of this Abbott and Costello bit after the show
Genuinely
on Unboxing Eric.
was-
support.
It was
Like,
pure
how
joy.
nice is that to see your boy laughing like that? When
It
you're
wa-
like,
it was-
damn,
It was unbridled
damn,
joy.
he loves me. yes. For real, though.
When we started doing the joke, I exited frame because I was holding my face. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I can't keep it together. And when the whole room of people bought in to Brittany being a four-time WNBA champion.
Mike, you know where I heard that joke? The audiences must have been WNBA fans because they did not clap. They just sat there and
If you heard last week, it seems like that bit bombed, but it actually was hilarious.
I'm so confused.
It's first of all, is anyone done that?
I'm sure.
So That's what I love, and I think a lot of people love about these guys is like it feels like your boys are successful. Like just hearing them talk, just like the relationship these two have, where McCusker, people forget. I think McCusker almost or did get kicked out of school. He was taking graduate classes when the Saturday Night Live thing happened. And there was blowback on him for that clip of Matt and Shane that Shane got fired for. Like, Matt had repercussions at his school. And I forget if he actually got kicked out or not. I can't remember the result of that. People in the chat remind me. But, like, what they've been through together and watching them, like, Luis J. Gomez says this all the time. If you're a fan of these guys for as long as, like, people at Skankfest have been, you date back to when they had nothing and they were literally living in apartments with a bunch of roommates and they were doing spots because they needed that $25. Like, you've watched these guys grow as comics. So it's very cool to hear them, like to hear Shane be like, I just loved that Matt was laughing at that. You guys are all going to call me gay, I'm sure. And I'm very worried about that. But I don't care. I'm still going to say it. It's heartwarming to see them grow like that, and I think it's the appeal of a lot of these guys is like watching them come up together and like deal with that success. Some people handle it differently. Some people like Tony Hinchcliffe will tell you that they moved Netflix stock at 20 points in a day, but other people handle it humbly, and it's nice to watch guys like Matt and Shane do that.
Up next is Busta Rhymes.
This is just a funny story. Matt so Busta Rhymes was at the award show, seemed to be a big fan of Shane Gillis, and seemed to be an even bigger fan of the McCusker family.
Bust a bus.
Dude, don't get me started
Do we
on
discuss
him.
it?
Don't get me started on him. I was beef with him.
Matt.
He kissed my wife's hand.
Busta
Rhymes, but
you guys didn't notice?
although that's being a gentleman for sure. I can't deny that.
Hold on, how about this? In the green room, you hear I heard Busta Rhymes outside the green room like, I'm not going in there unless he invites me. It's a man's. And I was like, I overheard that. And I was like,
Very
fucking
respectful.
definitely invite.
Yeah, I think
For
that's
Busta
nice.
Rhymes. Yeah.
Get the fuck in.
Fucking Busta Rhymes.
I saw him in an airport once.
That is nice. His performance
he
too
kiss
was
your hand?
for real.
Of course.
Oh, what a gentleman. Okay, so it's just being a gentleman. He wasn't hitting on her. That's good.
It's a hand-kissing whore, this guy.
Like,
Yeah.
unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
He demanded the crowd get activated. Which was very nice.
I would say commanded.
Yes.
I would say he commanded the crowd.
And then he did try to command your wife. And your wife was a good, faithful soldier.
She was. But no, Busta Rhymes, for real, can do no wrong in my eyes. His performance was so good. He kissed my wife's hand. He's being a gentleman.
He was being a gentleman.
I was mad at him for like 15 minutes. I was going, for real, if I see Busta Rhymes, I might try to fight him. But then I thought of his performance, and I was like, it was so fucking good.
Yes.
Spliff Star, I was like, dude, he's so... It was great. It was just a celebration of life.
Yo,
the whole night was a celebration of life.
For real, it was a celebration for life.
It was.
The one person laughing my entire monologue was Busta Rhymes.
How
And
he-
while I was up there, I kept like looking over to be like, yes. I don't care how badly this is going. Just seeing Busta Rhymes like, yes.
How great would that have been if Matt McCusker fought Busta Rhymes at the ESPY Awards?
That would have been.
It's a headline that wouldn't make if it was Busta Rhymes fights Shane Gillis's podcast partner at ESPY Award. It wouldn't make sense just to see it on paper.
It's like a Prince lyric. He just threw those up in the air and they just land randomly and write the song that
Yeah,
way.
it feels like Mad Libs. Matt McCusker versus Busta Rhymes.
All right. Next one here is called The View.
Yeah, so this is the reason I wanted to focus on Matt and Shane today. Was Shane responded to The View. If you didn't watch last week's program and you don't watch The View, which you should, it's a heck of a program.
It's over, I think.
They are on hiatus, unfortunately. You missed out, guys. But what a take when, first of all, Whoopi Goldberg said, or was it Joy? I think they both shared the opinion that the audience isn't there to laugh. So, hey, Shane, they hired you, but all you're supposed to do, you're like an usher. You go, hey, everyone get to your seats. Get to your seats
Concierge.
quietly. We're about to give out the Best Athlete of the Year award.
You help people get their cars when they're ready to leave.
Yeah, yeah. They hired Shane as a waiter, a hostess, or a host for the evening, and you shut your fucking mouth, funny man. So it was a wild take, and Shane addresses it here again very wisely, as only Shane can.
Is to get hung up on, some fun jokes at the ESPYs. You're literally missing the point. We're having fun. Which brings me to the next point, dude. The View.
I wish I was watching The View. I know we're having fun right now.
I just wish John
I was
Hamm
watching The View so that I could understand comedy the way Joy Behar does. Hilarious comedian Joy Behar. What was that one joke she told that everyone likes? Never once ever. But no, I get it. They didn't like it. It wasn't for them. If they liked it, I would have been like, oh, that sucked.
That would have been weird.
Such good perspective. Like, it's so smart of Shane to be that level-headed, because I would want to go off on those. I went off on them, and they're not talking about me. So, like I was riled up about it. So for Shane to watch that clip and understand, like, hey, you know what? If the ladies on The View liked it, we failed.
Right.
And that's why I believe Shane, with all his success, hasn't changed yet. I'm not saying it'll never happen, but he's still stayed seemingly grounded because he has that in his mind. Like, what will the people that listen to my what will the dogs on Patreon think if I go up there and make Joy Behar laugh? Like, if I do a set that is for Whoopi Goldberg, I'm doing it wrong. So for Shane to know that and keep that in mind, even on ABC, I think tells you a lot about who he is as a comedian and why he actually hasn't changed despite all of his success so far. So I was proud of him when he said this.
Yeah, it seems that the only thing that could destroy this ethos, Mike, would be a fancy watch collection. Then we start to get into dicey
Boy, what a
territory.
segue.
We still got a little more on this, though.
You are Whoopi, dude.
It's literally not for the ladies of The View. Like, literally.
It's specifically designed for them to go, I didn't like it.
It's crazy they never have like any kind of like, you know what, actually, I kind of saw the nuance in it. It's just like
I'll give was it Sunny Hostin? Is that her name?
Yes, Sunny.
I'll give her credit because she was like, what the fuck? What are you guys talking about? I thought it was funny. And they were like, you did? How do you even know who Jeffrey Epstein is?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're here to not like things.
Yeah, but like, why though? You got to ask yourself.
No, but they love like Hamilton.
Hamilton sucks.
I will say, hold on, time out.
He is Whoopi.
I appreciate the shaman trying to investigate their mentality, where Matt is like, and why do they like that? And it's like, I don't know, that's just what their show is, I guess. They're nasty old ladies, Matt. Don't think about it too much. But it is, again, for them to have that perspective is good, because it's like what people say about this show. It's like, it's fairly rare. I guess this is an instance where we do talk about a podcast we like and compliment them. But like, a lot of it is talking about podcasts we don't like and think are dumb and funny, So like, there is an element of that even like The View has. I think they're just talking about issues that anger people more, which is why people have that opinion. But it's funny, like, they're literally just a reaction show. And I guess I was going to say they're bad at it. I guess they're good at it because they get people to react to them, which is something. But it is like they just say the most absurd thing, which is something I always try not to do. But like, literally to watch that set, you can call it interesting or not for you or whatever. To watch Shane on the ESPYs and think, why was he telling jokes, is such a bizarre take that those broads had. It was crazy to me. So I appreciated them responding, because usually Shane kind of stays out of stuff like this. But so I was glad he made fun of Joy Behar there, which is true. Like, I mentioned that Joy was a comedian last week, but like, have you ever heard of her doing anything other than The View?
Well,
certainly not making people laugh.
No, I mean, you hear she's she introduces herself as former stand-up comedy, but there's no evidence of it.
Horrible Catskills act that must be. But
and by the way, the threes from Midwest or whatever, that's a universal joke. If you don't like comedy, like that joke, everyone can get. That is a great joke. So to say there was no jokes there, it wasn't funny, is ridiculous, no matter what your politics are.
Yeah.
Mike, we have a few.
Yay, super chats.
Before we get to the next topic.
There's a chance he wears it out, folks. Let's see.
Old Buck, $5. DJ Electra working out? You're looking buff. Are you juicing?
Oh, is that right?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to make sure I send
Trend.
the super chat sound effect here on your trip with you. And every like 5 minutes on your it'll play just randomly.
Well,
Make it your
Justin will
ringer on
actually
your
ask you
phone.
for it now, so thanks a lot.
So I put it
appreciate
out there.
that. Yeah, that's sweet.
I would never do that. Call me Justin.
Don Fried Chicken. Sorry, no Craig, guys. He's helping our kids study, and there's a big age of consent law test coming up that he says she just gotta pass.
I do wonder what Craig is doing to improve his internet, or does he just say like it didn't happen? Is he going to keep with that myth? We just be like, no, they're all crazy, and I'm the one who's sane.
I think he should call and reduce his internet speed.
Guys, my internet's too good. The show last week was perfect.
And last one here. Oh, I know who this guy is.
Associate producer Ralph, Canadian 279. This show was great last Sunday. What happened? PWO.
We really have fallen off since last week, producer Ralph, but hopefully Cardiff will be back sometime soon because I do enjoy broadcasting with him.
Yeah, me and Stuttering John, the worst substitutes ever. Yeah. Where would you like to go now, sir?
I think you alluded to it a moment ago. I think we've got to go to the watch shop because, boy, Teddy Baldassari should be my new breeding ground for who is a pompous asshole in comedy, because they inevitably all end up on Teddy Baldassari's show. So I imagine my pal Chad's missing upper lip. Credit to him for sending this to me. I imagine he enjoyed when we talked about Tom Segura on this guy's show, because he slid into my DMs the other day and said, you know, if you had to guess, who else is on Teddy Baldassari's show? I'm like, who are the other douchebags in comedy? It took me a while.
Joy Behar.
It turns out Anthony Jeselnik has made his way to Teddy Baldassari's Watch Emporium. And I just want to remind everyone, by the way, I want to make this very clear. If you're really into watches and you sound like a douchebag while talking about them, fine, good for you. I sound like a douchebag when I talk about comedy and things I'm interested in, I'm sure. I'm trying to sound smarter than I am, probably, much like the people in these clips. Totally fine, have whatever interests get you off. What bugs me about particularly this Anthony Jeselnik clip is Anthony went on every podcast that would have him, as well as his own, and said, hey, you're not a comedian if you aren't just doing comedy. If you ever have a serious conversation in your life, if you are interested in politics or talking to politicians or people in government, if you ever do that, you're not a comedian. If you have a serious take, you aren't a comic. So for some reason, Dave Smith isn't a comedian. But Anthony Jeselnik is. Anthony Jeselnik is an edgelord. He's very shocking. And we can't handle all the wild stuff that Anthony has to say. So let's see what edgy material he's able to come up with when he joins Teddy Baldassari and they're looking at timepieces. This should be good. Teddy, get ready to get roasted by the master, I'm sure.
New watch guy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassari here at our boutique in Cleveland. Today we're going to be helping somebody pick out their latest watch, the very talented comedian, Anthony Jeselnik. Anthony?
Hello, Teddy.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been a fan for a while. We were just talking about that since the roast back in the day, Donald Trump, Roseanne Barr, Charlie Sheen. But I've noticed recently, with a lot of different appearances, your most recent special, you've been wearing a lot of watches. So where did this all come from, man? Because you got some serious stuff.
Thank you. I got sober about 3 years ago, and for the first time in my life, I was able to wake up with something still on my wrist.
Hold on, Anthony. I don't know how wild a drunk you were, but I've never heard anyone say, I got so fucking hammered last night, I took my watch off at the bar. Oh, things got wild. I'm thinking about going into recovery. I might enter a rehab facility because things got so nuts that I took my timepiece off in a public place, and goddamn it, I lost it. How much of a booze hound was Anthony that his watches were a factor in his sobriety?
He also likes jeans, Mike. He likes a jeans coat and a jeans. Pants.
I can't wait till that's special.
Yeah.
Where we hear how jeans got him off of cocaine.
Double denim.
Yes.
Worried to spend more than $100 on a watch because I know I would lose it in my escapades. And when I got sober, I wanted to celebrate 20 years of comedy. Now I'm at 23, but I was like, oh, I really want a watch. So I went, I did all my research, and I bought a watch. I bought a Cartier tank. And then I just started going down this rabbit hole of like buying watches, buying different things. And when you become a collector, you get excited about a watch, and then you're like, well, what am I missing?
Yes.
You know, if I have,
Hold on a second. You become a collector and you think, what else is out there? Boy, Anthony, this is really funny so far. You know all the guys that you said were fucking hacks because they had real conversations with people? Those aren't actual comedians. This is really funny. I'm glad you're showing everyone how to do comedy. And this is what I meant when I talked about Anthony Jeselnik and said, hey, buddy, if you're doing a character on stage, maybe don't do podcasts. If you think what you're doing is so pure, you're kind of taking away the wiggle room to do other things because you're like, hey, I do it right. I play this character on stage, I tell jokes, and I get out of there. All these guys are doing it wrong because if you interview J.D. Vance like Tim Dillon did, that means you're not a comedian, apparently. I've never heard Tim Dillon be this douchey. Even when he's talking about food, he tries to sprinkle in a few jokes.
Mm-hmm. Hypocrisy police.
At the GMT, do I need...
Oh, sorry, Casey. Chad is telling me that hookers be stealing watches.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
How's that
Well,
went?
I don't think they're female if Anthony's into them. But it's not a joke.
The Chrono. Do I need, the dress watch? So it
Explains the denim. Thank you for that.
It's just fun. I like, I go by feel, and I like different watches. So I'm here to be educated.
Oh, good. Good. Anthony's doing an educational program about watches. This fucking asshole went on every podcast and was like, I'm more of a comedian than all these guys because I don't have serious conversations. Now, the hypocrisy was already there because he was having a serious conversation about this on a podcast. And he was like, can you imagine having serious conversations on a podcast? Yeah, that's what you're doing, Anthony. But God forbid you put a watch in front of this guy. It's like he's never heard a joke. There wasn't a single fucking attempt at humor in this thing. It's amazing. Let's hear how cerebral Anthony gets when it comes to watches. Again, I get the complaints about what a lot of the comics did around the election. I get some of them. And I even thought Anthony made some good points. But don't act like you don't have that somewhere in you. That's the silly thing that Anthony did, and it is really on display here.
Philosophy is this next one.
Oh, man, I can't wait to hear the philosophy that goes behind watches. Man, it must be really interesting.
They tell time, Mike. That's the philosophy.
This is
But is that really all they do, Casey? Maybe a simple fool like you would think that. But
I used to have one with a calculator on it, Mike, so it can do that too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Overseas dual time, blue dial. This I think of as like my personal watch.
Yeah.
So comfortable. I never take it off the rubber. And it's easy to wind. Like I enjoy winding this watch. That it's one
Listen to this asshole.
Wow.
That was funny. He's doing comedy now.
It's easy to. I just hate. Oh, these other watches, they're so hard to wind. The time that I have spent. Are there people. This is just not a hobby of mine or an interest. And I guess there are. This Teddy Bolasari has a very popular channel, gets a lot of views. So I guess the answer is yes, clearly. There are people that are like, oh, amen, brother. Oh. I hate a difficult wind when it comes to my timepieces. There's nothing worse than that. Good for you for finally solving that puzzle and getting a watch that's easy to wind.
We sure he's not doing like a Christopher Guest type character?
I really don't think so. Yeah, but you're right. That's the perfect thing. A mockumentary, a Christopher Guest mockumentary about the watch business is what this feels like.
I love it when I wind it. Just with the right editing, that's a waiting for Guffman laugh. You know?
That's a Fred Willard character, yeah.
It is Fred Willard. Well, Fred Willard actually might be this other guy with the glasses.
Blue Dial is one of the best in the industry, too.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for today? You said you were looking for a new watch.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the philosophy like you're thinking about with this next
Enlighten
purchase. And in addition, like what you have maybe in your collection. Is there like pockets? Because you talk about, I wanted the chronograph, I wanted the GMT. Like what is this next step for you? What are you looking to get today?
The next step, I'm just kind of going by feel and what I learned about a watch. You might tell me something today about an Omega that I think is, oh my God, that's incredible. I didn't know
This is
that.
a comedy purist, by the way. who just he received the question, "What's your philosophy on watches? What's the next step?" And he replies, well, "Funny you should ask, Teddy. I've given a lot of thought to this. The next step in my watch journey is as follows." God, is this guy smelling his own shit here?
What is the next
when I'm being educated, I just find something that's special to me. I think we're gonna look at one that's like a brand new watch that has like the most accurate watch of all time. Like that excites me. Let's see, but I truly go by how it feels on the wrist.
Hilarious.
I go by wrist feel.
Yeah, not the name brand, my Cartier, whatever.
No, that's
blah blah blah.
That sets you apart from the average Joe on the street, Anthony. Thinking about wrist feel. I've never thought, when it comes to watches, I never once had the brains to think of how it feels on my wrist. I'm always thinking about all the other elements of watches. You can tell he really knows watches. Man, he thought about wrist feel. Now, guys that Anthony made fun of, and say what you want about him, but Anthony took shots at Santino and Bobby Lee. Well, Santino and Bobby Lee went on a sneaker show that all these sneakerheads watch, and they busted the guy's balls. They made jokes. They made fun of each other, whatever. Like, they made comedy out of it. Anthony is taking this opportunity after bashing everyone in comedy and saying he does it right. He goes on this show and goes, "Man, Teddy, I'm so glad you asked me about my philosophy, because wrist feel is really everything when it comes to watches." And that's not something that some of these regular schnooks think about. Some of these lesser beings, they don't really realize that how a watch feels on your wrist matters.
I love winding it.
I love winding it. Boy, there's so much inside watch talk. I can't keep up with these guys.
I keep laughing because I am now imagining Fred Willard do this as a skit, and it's a fucking genius and hilarious.
Yes.
My friend in high school used to wrap his penis around his wrist.
Could he tell time with it?
Yeah.
Could he use the shadow of the sun?
Always a showstopper when Electra has one on deck.
At least she's doing it with things that make us think now. I like that. Next one here is called Poser.
No, that can't be right. This must be a typo. This is certainly not a guy who knows dick about watches, but wants to look cool and wants people to ask him how much he spent on a watch. This is definitely a guy who he knows the ins and outs. He probably should be doing the show. Teddy Baldessari could learn a lot from him.
Okay. So this is the UFA. Let you handle that. So this just came out this year.
I've seen this online, and the dial is so much more beautiful in person. I know everyone says that about Grand Seiko.
They're calling it the Ice Forest, but let's talk about the movement. So, and do you understand spring drive? Like, do you like looked into spring drive? You get a concept, and if you do, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too. I can tell you about it.
Why don't you refresh my memory?
Tell the folks at home what spring drive is. Obviously, I know. You and I know clearly.
Yeah, it's the movement.
We know all about spring drive, but frankly, this is your show, Teddy. I don't want to bore you. I don't want to bore you with all this spring drive talk, because I could go on for days. Obviously, I'm really well versed in it. Why don't you tell the people at home? What is it? Refresh my memory. Anthony's never heard that term in his fucking life.
You went full Michael Scott right there. You tell them what I already know.
Why don't you refresh my memory? Pretend I don't. And explain it to me like I'm an 8-year-old.
I'm funny. All right, next one is Arms Race.
Oh, man. Haven't you hated that over it's like all these watches competing against one another. It's like, guys, we're all people at the end of the day. Enough arguing and infighting. But, if you're a watch guy, it's something you got to deal with. How's Anthony dealing with it?
You said you like this, right? This is the new
I love this
gold.
when I saw it on the bracelet.
Okay.
But I would love to check it out.
Okay, we'll check that out.
I'd love to try the Railmaster.
Okay, that's new. Let's see, anything else? I mentioned World Timer. What do you think? World Timer Octera?
World Timer is too much for me. World Timer is too much information. Like, I just look at that and I'm like, maybe one day my watch journey takes me to a World Timer. But every time I see it,
I said that. Maybe it implanted in my head subconsciously. I said watch journey earlier as a douchey thing that no one would say. Like, I forgot he says it in this clip.
Next step.
Well, the next step in my watch journey. There's no irony. There's no He's not mocking this entire process. He's really telling you about the next step in his watch journey. And this guy had the gall to criticize Joe Rogan for a thing that has made him $100 millionaire.
Yeah, I don't now get the criticisms are a little flat now, I gotta say.
I'm just like, I wouldn't know what the hell I'm looking at. Okay. And I don't really travel the world that much.
What Omegas do you have? Do you have other Omegas?
The only Omega I have a vintage Speedmaster from '97, the year I graduated high school. I was talking to a friend and he was like, my most comfortable watch is my vintage Speedmaster. So I picked one up. I do like Omega. I mean, in the watch world, it's like an arms race, you know, amongst my friends, and everyone's going.
Hold on, go back. I gotta hear that again. I stepped on it a little. I'm sorry. Okay. The watch world, it's like an arms race. What's that movie? War Dogs?
Yes.
Teddy Baldessari is just Miles Teller in War Dogs. He's just a soldier in the arms race here.
So I picked one up. I do like Omega. I mean, in the watch world, it's like an arms race, you know, amongst my friends, and everyone's going for the big dogs, and I'm like looking for the anti-Rolex. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know the guys.
Oh man, you're so counterculture.
It's called no watch. That's the anti-Rolex. You walk around with no watch on.
I'm going for the everyone's talking Rolex. I'm thinking, how can I be different? So he's even a hipster douchebag when it comes to watches, apparently.
Mm-hmm. This guy needs to live downtown Portland.
Even within the world, like he's a hipster douchebag in real life, but even within the watch community, he has to stand out as someone that's counterculture.
Oh, Tom Segura puts his nose up at this guy's opinions on watches. What a show, though, that would be. Just these two guys talking about watches.
Oh, my God. I'm sure it's happened. I haven't seen if Anthony Jeselnik respects Tom enough to go on his podcast. But I'm sure they would talk a lot about watches, and there would not be a lot of jokes.
Mike, it's an arms race.
It certainly is.
It's timeless.
Hey-o. Have you noticed I'm not using the rim shot? I reach for it.
I appreciate it. You're saying AO a lot, which is kind of the equivalent, but it's all right.
I'll nix that one too. God damn, just being neutered over here.
See people wearing the Daytona, and I'm like, what's the cooler version of that? You know, what can I?
So like the in the know type of way.
There are too many people that I hate that wear a Submariner. You know, and I have a Submariner, but I'm like, I need something a little different.
So that's
there's clicks.
You're just a contrarian douchebag. You have no thoughts in this watch world that you're pretending to be a part of. You're just like, I just want to be different, man. Like he offers no insight to watches. He's just like, I just want to be cool. Like that's all he wants to do. It's Anthony's entire act, which is fine. I think Anthony's a brilliant comedian, by the way. Like that's the thing is I'm sure we'll get comments where people are like, oh, you're jealous that Anthony has money to buy these watches. No. I find it wild that he went on every podcast he could and bashed Schultz and Hinchcliffe and Rogan and all these guys. And he said they're not comedians because, you know, Tony performed at Trump's rally and Schultz and Rogan interviewed Trump and Tim Dillon interviewed J.D. Vance and RFK. That makes those guys not comedians. But when I spend a half hour having a series, or probably longer, I'm sure it was edited down, when I spend an hour talking to Teddy Baldessari seriously about timepieces and how they wind and how I can be anti-Rolex and I offer no jokes, like, how do you not see the wild hypocrisy in what you're doing?
Absolutely. Anti-Rolex, I think you should try DJ Electra's idea, a penis watch. That sounds anti-Rolex. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's called Wow Factor is the next one.
Ooh, I'm excited for this. How are we going to wow all the boys, Anthony? Tell me.
But this seems like the normal version of it. You know, you have kind of the beige on the dial. It kind of looks a little vintage. I love the red. It's not too bright. It's a little subdued, so you can still pull it off. I love this.
Okay, so you're digging that.
I'm digging that. I wish it was on. The mesh bracelet is so unique. Like when I've asked, like, what do you think of this watch? It gets a wow.
Wow.
I need people to wow at my watches. Can you imagine being this guy with this persona where like he's too cool for the room and he's like, I really want people to look at my wrist and go, wow. I need to wow people with my watches. This guy that supposedly doesn't care, doesn't give a fuck. what you think of him. He wants you to look at his watch and be impressed. Ooh, Anthony's so cool. That's not even a Rolex he's got. It's kind of like the anti-Rolex. It looks so easy to wind. How did he find one like that?
He can walk in a room and do the thing that less than 1% of the room could do, make people laugh. But he's worried about the thing that we could all do, buy a watch.
And again, I'm sure I'm guilty of this. If you get me talking about something I'm interested or passionate about, I'm not saying it's impossible to hear me pontificate like this. What I find interesting is that Anthony would sit down with Mark Maron and anyone else who would listen and go, those guys aren't comedians. I'm the only... He would literally say, I'm the only real comedian. He would say things like that and then put this as content out there.
Fast forward 5 years, Blind Mike's in Cleveland boutique shopping for a watch. I can't wait.
That's why I'm saying this, in case that ever happens. I'm getting ahead of it.
I can't wait. This one's called Comic Relief. Finally.
Oh, good. You got to sprinkle little jokes into these, of course.
Looks different.
It could also just be the case back, like how it's meeting your wrist. The bracelet as well, like has this fine link bracelet design. You have the 3861 on view in the back. It's a nice looking movement.
It is. And again, I'm always looking for the anti-Daytona. That I feel like if you wear with the
this
way
guy,
the world
how's he ever going to find a watch? He wants the anti-everything. You know the watches they make? I'd one like they don't make. How does that work?
Today, no politics, just saying I believe we've been on the moon. And I feel like Daytona's like, I believe in money, but I don't know about the moon. I might have some theories about the moon, but Omega is, science is good. We're going to be okay.
Every time I talk about space on this channel, moon landing deniers everywhere.
Moon landing deniers, people don't believe in dinosaurs anymore. Like, I don't understand what's happening to the world. People are getting very dumb. I think in a few years, I truly
People are getting
believe
very
that
dumb.
this-
Anyways, tell me about the wrist feel of this watch. You're so above the rest of us, Anthony. This is something an educated man would spend his time doing.
I think they're flirting. I think that's why we're not getting comedy here. I think there's a man game going on. We are not understanding.
Well, I have
Mike.
no idea.
Neither do I.
This will be like the Watch of the Resistance. It'll be like Hunger Games. And it's like if you're wearing an Omega Speedmaster, and I am not paid by the brand, but if you're wearing this watch, it means you believe in every scientific discovery that we have made in quite some time.
Oh, man. That was good stuff, Anthony.
Crowd loved it.
Thank you for keeping it a little lighthearted.
Yeah. Next up is and finally, shocking decision.
Oh, what's he going to choose? He wants the anti-every watch that's ever been made, so it's going to be difficult. But evidently, he's finally found one. That's exciting.
Case. What's it going to be, Anthony?
Yeah.
One watch purchase today. What are you thinking?
Ooh, there was prices there. Mike, do you want to know those or do you not care?
I don't really care, but I'll play your game.
I want to know.
I'm going to guess in the 5-figure range.
Yes.
You'd be
So
right.
we have them from 8,800.
Oh, okay.
He has 4 watches on screen, and so one is 8,800, one is 15,000, one is 22,000, and one is 29,000. So which one is Jeselnik going to pick?
I think he's going with the rose gold.
And this is a hipster, by the way. You know, it'd be really counterculture if I spent $29,000 on a watch.
I think you're right.
It would be. It's the opposite of what everyone in society would be able to do, but not for the reasons Anthony thinks.
And the most money ever spent in Cleveland in a day. Congratulations.
Purchase today. What are you thinking?
You know what? These are both so beautiful, but I feel like
really
sometimes buying a watch you feel like you're presented with an opportunity. You know, you're like, I know I'm spending the money here, but I feel fortunate that I am able to spend my money on this watch.
Jackass. This guy had the gall to call other comedians too serious. What a piece of shit.
Opportunity.
And so I'm going to have to go with the Zenith.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes. So much.
It is shocking. Teddy, it's stunning. We're all shocked by this. Which one did
he only dropped $22,700 on this, Mike. He saved himself
good.
$7,000.
That's really cool, Anthony. That's so counterculture of you.
Yeah, you can go get a Les Paul with that.
Yeah.
It is ugly. It is ugly.
Yeah, when people called, when like the Rolling Stones were counterculture, they weren't talking about the early days. It's when they were selling out stadiums that they were really counterculture. You've zeroed in onto something, Anthony, and I think you should run with it.
So I knew I wanted to see it, but when I put it on, if this makes sense, it felt like I've always owned it. Like it just felt, and again, I wear watches that are too big all the time. I don't care.
It's
Tell me
part of my
watch is too
skin,
big.
really, at the end of the day. Like, it just belongs on me, this watch. There's not even a smirk that this prick is giving.
It's like his penis.
I can't imagine. This is friend Willard saying these things to me. I've always owned this. It just
Right.
found its way back to me.
It's a great call, Casey. Like, if this was a Christopher Guest movie, you'd be laughing your ass off.
Yes.
Because it's like, what pompous douchebag would actually say that in real life? This one calls to me. It's like it's always been part of me.
It's always been traveling back to me. The minerals that were forged in this, and I started a journey trillion years together.
Man, it's crazy to think an item you could spend $22,000 on would be nice. That's weird. That's a nice watch. Is it better than regular watches? That's crazy.
That's middle class in Cleveland.
And by the way, if you're wondering, there wasn't a fucking peep. There wasn't a snicker, a sneer, a chortle about how much the watches cost, how big of a douchebag he's being. There wasn't an iota of pointing out like how ridiculous this is.
I don't even hear it. It just sounds like applause to me. But this watch, I think truly fits.
Oh my god.
Hold on, maybe Teddy snuck in. He's like, what's it like when the crowd is reacting to you when you're playing a theater? Maybe that's what Teddy Belisari said. He can't be talking about watches there.
I wear watches that are too big all the time. I don't care. Tell me my watch is too big. I don't even hear it. It just sounds like applause to me. But this watch...
Yes! First of all, who's doing that? Who are these haters that are going up to Anthony and going, your watch is too big? Hey, limp wrists, that watch doesn't fit you. Who's doing that, first of all? But I'll play your game, Mr. Jeselnik. I'll live in a world where someone would give a fuck that your watch is too big. Anthony's like, hey, man, they can say what they want. They can bully me all they want. All these haters out there that are attacking my watch game, it just sounds like applause. Imagine the douchebag music that plays in Anthony's head when he walks into a room. Like, just the idea that everyone thinks, wow, there he is. A guy who did pretty well on the Charlie Sheen roast. I can't believe he's here.
Don't care.
Did you guys
Tell me
know
my watch.
that the study of watches is called horology?
Is that true?
Really?
It's true.
I study that.
That's neat. I'm sure. I bet if I asked Anthony, he would say, why don't you remind me what it's called? I know, obviously, but for the people at home, tell them.
Once got gonorrhea from a Timex.
Watch is too
Again,
big.
Stiller and Mira will be doing this after the program. You could save the gems for unboxing Eric later.
I don't even hear it. It just sounds like applause to me. But this watch,
Anthony.
I think truly fits me in a classic sense. It's got the pop. Again, I'm wearing denim jackets.
It fits me in not a modern sense. Not a modern sense where I put it on my neck and do what I should have done a long time ago. It fits me in the traditional sense where I put it on my wrist and I fucking wear it like a person.
Mm-hmm. Tells me the time on the moon.
Suits. So, and again, a very tough decision. I can't believe I'm walking out without this. I would have been happy with any of these four, but this feels like an opportunity.
That's magnanimous.
This feels
oh, Jesus.
Magnanimous.
How magnanimous? Anthony's like, listen, I'm not poo-pooing any of these. I'm not trying to downplay them. Even the $8,000 watch, I think, is pretty good. I'm not some snob that would turn his nose up at an $8,000 watch. So this is a tough decision for me. I think, hey, you know what? It should be an honor for all these watches just to be nominated, to be in the running, to live on Anthony Jeselnik's wrist. That's already an achievement. So good for them.
I just want to buy something ridiculous and look at it and say, you know what? This feels like an opportunity.
Let me hear that again, please.
Hold on.
Magnanimous.
That was me that said that, Electra. You're shitting on me.
Hold on, here we go.
Again, a very tough decision. I can't believe I'm walking out without this. I would have been happy with any of these four, but this feels like an opportunity. This feels like God saying, I finally forgive you for everything you've done. You're an angel now.
Oh, man, he's so edgy that God has forgiven him finally. At least, I mean, I'll give him that. At least there was an attempt at a joke there, kind of. But it's him again thinking he's such a bad boy that God is like, hey, man, that made-up baby that you have a joke about dying, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you for writing that cartoon on stage that you tell every week. Because this is just such an opportunity that you've got to grab it, Anthony. Grab it and put it on your wrist now. You're now an angel. You're one of my soldiers. Even though, and he doesn't miss an opportunity to be like, I know I'm bad. I'm such a rebel. But this is, even God has to appreciate what I'm doing here. It's an opportunity that I can't pass up. Oh, was he atrocious, this fucking guy.
I mean,
I guess, as I always do in Anthony Jeselnik segments, and people that like Anthony Jeselnik won't hear me say this, but listen loud and clear. It speaks to how good a comedian he is that the next time he puts out a special, I'll probably enjoy it. Like, even despite this complete douchiness, he's a good enough comedian that I'm like, all right, that's very funny what he just said. But it's confined to the stage, it seems.
Yeah. I'm going to be staring at his the opportunity on his wrist the whole time now. I watch his stand-up.
Oh, what an opportunity. And Anthony leapt at it. Good for him.
Got a few super chats. We'll skip Krager's, so you like it still. Go ahead, Electra.
Suburban Tug Time. I hope Casey Day does the Who's Kirk Minahan bit today.
Oh, he already did. It's funny every time. It never gets old. But this guy must have tuned in late.
Mm-hmm.
Labyrinth Mystic. Haven't caught you in a while. Haven't caught you live in a while. Still have to catch up on Why Are You Laughing backlog. It's why you guys will last. Original content beyond John.
Thank you, buddy. I like to think we're doing an entire show today other than John, but thank you.
You know what, Labyrinth Mystic? We're an opportunity. That's right.
It is. And you should take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
APR, as I like to call him, Associate Producer Ralph. YouTube made me scan my ID to watch this.
What is that a reference to?
No clue.
Well, thanks.
Suburban Tug Time. Wrist feel, I judge my watches by smell.
Yes, exactly. That's how most of us rubes do it. Us idiots. We're like, what? You lick it and you're like, this no tastes good. But, bigger minds like Anthony Jeselnik, real thinkers, they go by wrist feel.
That's right. All right. Speaking of morons, Opie. I didn't have a segue. We ready for
it worked.
some?
It was fine. Okay. Let's talk about the Opster. He's up to his old tricks. He seems to be approaching the idea of live streaming, I dare say, incorrectly, in that he's getting into a lot of petty fights with his chatters. So I want to talk about that today, as well as point out a couple of Opie's bits. Now, I feel I have to say to my producer, Casey.
Yes.
I'm not negging Opie when I talk about him. I don't now in turn want to do these bits, you understand? So if I make fun of Opie here, don't prepare an Opie segment for me where I'm doing Who Man Friday or something.
I mean, this guy's an idea guy, Mike. You got to give it to him. Not a completing an idea guy.
He's an idea machine. That's absolutely true. So let's hear from the Opster today.
This one's called Solid Start.
I just love how he starts his show. I guess you could say it gets repetitive, but I think the brilliance of never changing is really where Opie shines. Like, it's amazing to do this every single time, and it represents the fact that he has nothing to start his program.
Cecilia, you're breaking my heart.
That's a funny way of saying it.
Da da da. Da, 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 something like that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my live stream way out here.
He really is the Art Garfunkel of Opie and Anthony.
Hey. He has nothing. That's a good one. He has nothing to say, this fucking guy.
He's
so he opens the show with noises and you're breaking my heart. Well, that's worth it, Fred. I said it differently than you would say it.
Mm-hmm.
Island. We got a windy day at the ocean behind us. Oh my goodness. I want to ask you a favor. Don't ask me about my AC. Okay. We will get along if you don't ask me about my AC.
Again, I love the accent because like you could look at that on the surface and say, Opie has nothing to say. He wants people to ask him about his AC. But for those that don't know, Opie's air conditioner has been broken. And that has been that is the focal point of his show, really, the last few weeks, has been his saga with trying to get his air conditioner fixed. Now, listen, I'm on a show where maybe if you explained it, it would sound ridiculous, or you wouldn't be able to wrap your head around why that's entertaining or funny or whatever. But when you're listening to it, it actually is funny. Don't worry about that with Opie. If you're wondering, if you're like, Mike, you're probably doing it a disservice. You're just saying he's talking about his AC. But that can't be all that there is. There must be layers to this bit. No, it's him going, I called the fucking guy today and he didn't get back to me. So my AC is still not working. And he kills about 20 minutes with that conversation.
I'm working on the bit. Which of your appliances isn't working today for the Blind Mike Project? We'll have that next week.
So you might say, on the surface, that's not particularly interesting. But did you hear the way he said AC? That's not
AC.
There you go. That's funny. That's comedy. Anthony Jeselnik should have been doing this at the watch shop.
Yes.
Rolex? What's a Rolex? And then I'd be going, now he's a comedian.
Opie's in a singing mood in this one. As we already heard.
All right. Let me hear more from Art Garfunkel.
Every summer we get about a week to 10 days to ourselves, and it's nice, but it's weird when you have a routine with kids where you focus so much on the kids, and then they're gone for a week or to 10 days. You're like, what do you want to do first?
Crazy. I've never heard parents say that. People that have kids, leave a comment either in the chat or if you're watching this later, leave a comment. If you're a parent, is that time consuming? Is parenting, when you become a parent, does your kid take up a lot of your life? I've never heard anyone mention that before.
Oh, I know what I want to do first. Is that what you want to do? Of course it is. Let's go.
Oh, the Opester's fucking. Go back. I stepped on Opie again. God damn it. The Opester's doing some fucking. He's putting it in and leaving it in.
Days you're like, what do you want to do first? Oh, I know what I want to do first. Is that what you want to do? Of course it is. Let's go. Yeah. Cecilia.
Electra, how wet are you right now? What a turn on. Of course it is. Let's go. Get in bed.
It's like a slip and slide over here.
Open that pussy up.
Wow. For those of you that weren't already sliding off your chair, we're about to get into a little more music.
You're breaking my heart.
This is moments later. He's like, man, that singing bit was so good. I got to go back to it.
It's a callback.
Something like that. I'm trying to figure out the words to this song I'm writing. I got the title, Cecilia, and I got the beat. But I don't know anything else yet.
Is that, we've done this before with people like John, is it a meta bit? The fact that he's singing a Simon and Garfunkel song, is it an extremely meta bit? Like he's saying, I'm Garfunkel? Or am I thinking too much about it now?
If Art Garfunkel walked behind him as he was singing it, then it might be. Then you might have something there with the meta.
He gets a song in his head every day, and he regales us with it, but not in full. He just kind of hums it for a decent chunk of the program. Like this happens 3 or 4 times.
Really, it's just watching a guy in an insane asylum through a window. I mean,
I'm not saying it makes up multiple minutes of the show. Like time-wise, it's fairly insignificant, but he does keep going back to it in a way that's like, why is he doing that? Again, I'd love to interview Opie because I want to ask him about so many of the things that make him tick. I'm curious about so many of them.
It's like a SNL skit, bad idea OCD. A person that only just goes back to the bad ideas.
He vomits them at you, yeah.
That's
this is a trigger warning, Mike. I got to give.
Oh, look out, everyone! Hold on, everyone, women and children. I suggest cover your ears. If you're faint of heart, look out, because a veteran shock jock is about to unload on us.
That's not good. It is FU Friday. I'm going to get the first one out of the way. We'll go quick. Because I don't want to trigger anyone today. I really don't. I'm in a good place. But I have to say
dangerous.
F you to Trump.
Whoa! You're gonna warn me to take my headphones off when you play stuff like that. No one. I mean, they don't allow that type of stuff on mainstream media. Certainly, no one in the last 10 years has talked like that. Trigger warning, everyone. I don't want to trigger anyone out there, but hey, Trump, F you.
Well,
Man, this
Viacom's
guy's dangerous.
not gonna hire him from that late night show now.
No wonder CBS got rid of this guy. I mean, this is a guy, he went from having a couple bang in a church to saying, F you. That's our president, Opie. Have you no boundaries?
The Epstein
no
file
common decency.
Those are a hoax. No, they're not a hoax, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. The one thing we're all in agreement in America is that we hate adults that do things with kids.
Hey, I'm not going to allow that kind of talk on my channel.
Agreement, except for the people
hold on,
that
to be
do.
To be fair, I can't get all hot under the collar about this. Opie did warn me. If you're a sensitive bitch, you can turn off the show right now. Hey, weather forecast for you. No snowflakes allowed here. Look out. The take here on this Shock Jock podcast is F you to Trump, and I don't like kid touchers. Whoa. This guy is a bad boy.
Do that crap that we don't like that. They don't even like that in prison.
Tell him, Ope. You tell him. This guy is saying the things that I'm thinking, but I'm too afraid to say them out loud. Like, pedophilia is wrong. Man, when I thought Opie was out of bold stances after all these years, he continues. It's amazing.
Crutch attack is this next one.
So this is. I just thought this was interesting. This clip, I believe, is 30 seconds, almost on the nose, if I'm not mistaken. And look at how many crutches. I'll just let it play. I like to interrupt. I'm just going to let it play. And you at home, count the amount of different voice crutches that Opie does. It's astounding that he shoehorns all of these in.
But Philly, oh my God, they give you an A for effort. They are amazing. So you got this family. They live in a row home.
Ding.
I know how to say row home properly. They live in a row home down there in Philly.
Ding.
And and they need some cool water.
Ding.
They need to cool off with some cool water. Ding. So they decided, you know what? We need a pool.
Ding.
We need a damn pool.
Ding.
And everyone's in the neighborhood's like, you don't have room for a above ground pool in your backyard.
There we go. How did he fit all of those in to 30 seconds? Talk like a person. Why are you talking like that?
I think that's how he talks to everyone.
I need a pool. Well, the pool's going to be in my backyard. Well, where's your backyard? I got a row home. I
like that.
He's Phil Hendry, but he's just bad at voices.
And untalented. Henry was a god, my God.
Yes.
All right, this one's called Losers.
Oh, man. I'm worried. I fear this is going to be about people like us.
No.
Good morning, Ope. Good morning, Darren Alp. Hey, Darren, what's up, brother? Hope you have a good weekend, all right? We got the Namaste. We got the Namaste cup today.
Okay, make note of that. You do me a favor. Google the definition of Namaste.
Okay.
I know basically what it means, but I'd like the official definition here because it's going to come into play. Opie is drinking out of a cup that says Namaste. And just for anyone that isn't aware, exactly does it mean? I'm like Anthony Jeselnik now. Why don't you tell me what it means?
A respectful greeting, a bowing, or I bow to you is what it literally means.
Okay. So Opie has that on his cup. It's a little reminder of peace and serenity. Maybe the people in your chat, give them a gracious bow when they come into your program, when they support you by watching your show. Just remember the cup he's drinking out of as he continues here.
It's peace and love, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. New fan here. Oh, new fan.
All
Great
right.
show. Did you do the weather yet? We don't have any phones to be able to check it ourselves. I guess the latest thing with these fucking losers.
Okay. That was what? 8 seconds of
Namaste,
serenity.
losers.
So he goes, namaste. Hey, namaste to all of you. It says it right here on my coffee cup. And then he's kind of appreciating that. He goes, ooh, new fan. What does the new fan have to say? Oh, you're a fucking loser.
Just like the other losers.
And Opie does fairly often talk about the weather. I'm sure people in our chat, although Electra tells me it's always positive, but I'm sure people in our chat from time to time point out things that I do. I don't read the chat for 2 reasons. I'm blind, but also I'd like to think if I could see, I would ignore it as to not distract from the show, because we may not get all of these segments if I spend the entirety of the program going, I'm losing weight. You shut up. I bet you don't look great either. Like, it would get in the way of the program if you stopped to address the chat constantly. So, Opie, when you say namaste, maybe ruminate on that a little. And the guy, all he said was, hey, what did you do, the weather already? You don't have to address that guy. But Opie's going to tell us what a fucking loser this poor bastard is.
I guess they think I do weather reports a lot or something. I don't know. I mean, it's just well, let me get rid of this guy. He's gone.
He's blocked.
Hello and goodbye.
All he said, that went from namaste to you are banned from this channel. All he said was, hey, Opie, did you do the weather yet?
That's a Grandpa Simpson meme. Walking into the bar and walking right out.
Namaste, everybody. Fuck you. Get out of here.
Guess that's the latest, supposedly, because I live at the ocean and some days it's like thunderstorms over the ocean. Some days it's windy. I just give a quick little, hey, this is the weather out here. And I guess that's a problem now with these shows that literally have nothing to talk about. So they're reaching for straws.
I gotta give my buddy, because he's talking about Carl here, so I'll give my friend Carl a little credit. Just as an example, people gave him shit. He told some travel story recently about going to the airport, and people gave him shit for it and said it was a boring story or something like that. And I've only heard him since bring that up as a joke on himself. Like jokingly say, like, I'm going to get into some travel story here. Or I made a joke about it. He laughed at it. When I started the show with a joke about it, he didn't go, oh, you're one of these guys? Oh, are you one of these guys on Reddit? You know what, Mike? You're blocked. And then all of a sudden he's doing Who Are These Socials with Casey Day, which everyone would love.
No, they would.
But like, hey, take it in good stride, Opie. Have you ever heard of that? Maybe just go like, oh, you're interested in the weather. Well, geez, it's actually 72 and sunny here. Talk about the weather if you want to bust this guy's balls for commenting on that too much. But showing you have tissue paper skin is not the best way to nip this problem you have in the bud with the chat.
It's also letting every troll know exactly what buttons work.
That's exactly what I mean. It's not the best way to expedite this process and have the weather joke end is to roll with it. It's not to go, oh, I don't like that. Stop saying it.
Bye.
To make fun of me and others that are trying to do content. They're lame. I have no respect for them. They're stupid.
Get a lot more views than you.
Yeah.
They do a hell of a lot better than you do. So maybe there's something to it. It's amazing. Opie is also talking about people that learned from him, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this thing I created.
Well, he's a man of the people, Mike, and that's the next thing.
This was bad. This was like Jeselnik at the watch shop level of smelling your own shit. I couldn't believe he said this. The line Opie uses, I've heard used as a punchline for being like an unrelatable twat. But Opie seems to be genuine here when he's talking about, the problems he has, and he's got bills to pay, and he's a regular Joe. Here's how much of a regular Joe he is.
So Fred came over. He gave me a brand new unit. That'll be $9,800. Orange peach that you dropped your price $600. Thank you, Fred. And he left. I go, by the way, don't cash the check for a couple days. I got to move some money around. I'm just like you. Wait, no, I'm just like you. It's the same shit you deal with.
How many? No, show of hands. How many of us held Opie up as a king? Well, he certainly can't relate to any of our problems. I get he made a lot of money, but the idea that he actually said, I'm just like you. Like, it's literally a Joe List punchline when he's doing a bit where he thought someone was recognizing him and they weren't. And he's like, so he had a moment of like, he's like, I'm just like you. I'm out with the people. Like, it's a punchline to be that out of touch. And Opie's like, guys, come on. I'm just like you. You probably look at me unwashed and spiraling out of control on a live stream, yelling at one of the 34 people I have watching me and blocking them. You probably look at me and think, man, that guy's got it all. What doesn't he have? He doesn't deal with common problems. And Opie assured us, hey, I'm just like you guys, When you cut me, I bleed.
This motherfucker is so lucky he is not coming up as a streamer right now. He would be... that money would never exist.
Well, we wouldn't know who he was. That's that's the crazy thing about Opie's level of talent is, like, if Anthony were coming up right now, like, Anthony actually, in a way, I think has like kind of a separate audience. I'm going too extreme. I think most of his people probably listen to the Opie and Anthony show, but like he's created kind of a new world, like this political realm that he's in. It's kind of a totally different world. Like and he's good at it. Like if he was coming up now, he probably wouldn't be as successful, I guess, just talking about politics, if he wasn't Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show. But I think he would have found a niche following. Does that make sense the way I'm saying it? Yeah.
I think you hit on something, is that like good bands will evolve with their audience. And so like the stuff that you listen to earlier that's angsty and stuff, later you're like, it's more thought out.
Yeah.
So Anthony's fans grew up and got into politics and stuff. And so he's like, let's talk about this. Opie stayed.
And I would say, yes, exactly. And even if Anthony was a 28-year-old saying the exact same words, I think he'd be like moderately successful in that realm,
Yeah.
Even if people didn't know who he was. Opie has done nothing to you're absolutely right. That's I never really thought about it or internalized it in this way, where like, yeah, if Opie was coming up as a streamer now, he would have even fewer people watching. Which is none. It means no people will be watching. Yeah.
Yeah. We'd watch just to see what is this weird. I mean, the fact that he's 100 millionaire or however much money he has just makes it like an oddity.
No, but not even that. No one would have found him. We wouldn't have found him. His channel has 140,000 subscribers.
Weather with Greg would not be found,
and it's still hard to find.
Yeah. All right, not bothered is this next one.
Oh, that's good, because I gotta admit, in one of the previous clips, he seemed like he was getting a little ticked. So I'm glad he's looked at his cup. He said namaste. He's done a few of his chants, and he's back in the spiritual realm.
Maybe he thinks namaste means leave. Like, namaste. It means you have to leave.
Beat it.
Yeah.
What bothered you this week? Are you just begging to get Jocktober now? Barnes and Nobles, you got to go to. What are you talking about? It's my staple bit I've been doing a long time. It gets people talking about stuff, and then it gives content.
If you're wondering, you're thinking the way the context is here. You guys are probably thinking he's saying Jocktober is his staple bit. No. It seems Barnes and Noobs. He's being a little dismissive of FU Friday. and who to man. Barnes and Noobs is like, is this really what you're doing? Jocktober type of bit? And Opie's going, hey, it's my signature bit. It's what everyone knows me from. Yeah, that's definitely why they're watching. They're like, ah, God, I got to wake up early tomorrow. Who do you think Demand is going to be? Honey? Honey, who are your guesses? Who's Demand this week?
I got rid of him too, man.
Good. That's good. Now all your problems will go away. Finally, Barnes and Noobs has been taken out with the trash, and
no,
now
man, you can't stay.
All of all of Opie's cares have gone with him. See ya, Barnes and Noobs, and see ya, Hassle, because now I'm finally rid of the negativity in this chat. I've done it with one block.
Believe it or not, I don't pay attention to losers online like trying to beat me up on a regular basis. It's gay.
What?
It's gay.
I would hate to be gay. Oh, would that bum me out so much if I was gay? But Opie's like, hey, I don't pay attention to stuff. I mean, I do happen to know that what all these guys do is make fun of the fact that I talk about the weather. And I know that they're saying I get Jocktobered for doing these bits. And I actually know that they stole Jocktober from me. And I know that they talk about me and Stuttering John and all these other things that I know that they do. And I know that their entire show is about guys like me. But I don't pay attention to any of that, man. I just know a ton about it.
Gay. It's gay.
Hey, stop it.
Stupid.
Hey. That's mean.
They've done nothing. Nothing.
All right, you know what? This guy's blocked. Casey, block him. I don't want this guy on my show anymore. He's calling me mean names.
Blocked. Or careers. Nothing. Literally nothing. They've never been in the actual show.
Not literally, but.
So why would that bother me on any level? I think it's lame.
Good. It doesn't seem good. Stop talking so I can tell you, Opie. It doesn't seem like you're bothered. It seems like you're really unbothered by it.
Most unbothered man I've ever seen.
He really is. These mental breakdowns that he has every episode are the mark of a guy who he's just floating in the wind. You know, wherever that breeze takes him is where Opie's going to land. Don't matter.
And our final Opie here, try hard.
Yeah, which I've always found to be an odd insult. People say you're a try-hard.
Oh, I get that all the time.
hey, you put effort into what you're doing. Fuck off. But Opie accuses someone of being of trying too hard here.
Look at this guy trying way too hard. I hate the people that try way too hard.
Yeah,
Weight
that's
loss
clear.
and gardening.
That's evident in your out. Everything you've done, it's clear that you hate trying hard, Opie. We know.
This is the attitude of those guys at work looking at their other friend who sent flowers to his wife, and they didn't. And they're like, I hate that motherfucker.
It's a try hard, yeah.
It's a try hard. You want a happy wife? Fuck you.
This is what you become. I've talked for 42 minutes. I talked about losing a few pounds this summer for what? A minute, maybe a minute and a half. And I talked about gardening for maybe 2. Scott Kennedy, you stink. You're trying way too hard.
He has no idea what that's like.
You stink. Fuck you. And listen, maybe that guy's wrong, because in that particular episode, Opie didn't spend a ton of time. I have heard him spend 25 minutes without stopping talking about an earache that he has.
I heard that.
So I don't know if Scott Kennedy is like that far off on his analysis, but let's say he is. Like, if someone leaves a comment today and says, boy, all this show is now Happy Gilmore 2 coverage, I would go, we didn't really spend that long. But if I saw a comment like that, if I responded to it, I would go, hey, thanks for watching. Or I wouldn't respond to it at all, because it's not true. We clearly don't spend the entire program on talking about Happy Gilmore. Opie's worry and where that insecurity comes from is that is all he has. All he has is talking about the AC and his earaches and the weather, and that's what Opie's show is. There's not. I'll give Aaron Imholt this. We like to say all he talks about is the goal. It's not true. He'll talk about politics and what's going on in his life and stuff. It would be technically untrue to say all he talks about is the goal. With Opie, I don't think that's an unfair assessment, is to say all you talk about are these mundane things. He spent 10 minutes on his tomato garden. Well, my tomatoes aren't coming in that well. Who would give a shit? Now, again, you can talk about your personal life if you make it interesting. But it's so rare that Opie does. Like, and I've said this a lot recently. It's been on my mind a lot. The idea what an enabler Anthony Cumia was and Jim Norton, because the crime that happened to Opie is he would walk into the studio of Sirius XM and the Opie and Anthony show and say, "My tomatoes aren't growing," and Anthony would say, "That reminds me, my dad grew tomatoes in our backyard." And there's some funny story around what a miserable asshole his dad was to him. Yet he tried gardening, which is a funny like juxtapose and personality. There would be something that Anthony would do and run with it, and Opie would go, "Well, I just set up a great bit. I was a point guard here, and off to the races these guys were," which does have value on a radio show. But now Opie's like, "My tomatoes aren't growing," and then he realizes there's silence after that. And he's like, "Oh no, I have nothing to say." And that's why you get the wacky voices and the blocking of the chat, because there's really nothing else to this program. So
that's right. Mike, you know what time it is?
Yay, super chats.
See?
That's fine.
Yeah. All right, Electra, here we go.
Rocco Orbe 2002, super chats. Electra's gonna read super chats. Super chats. Mike would read them, but he can't.
Oh, we're stealing all of Carl's jingles now.
Super chats. Yeah, you got to sing that one, Electra. Come on.
That was me singing.
It's pretty good.
I'm saving you guys from me actually singing. APR. Carl called. He's very angry at you. Ari, travel story. Associate producer Ralph.
Damn it. I tried to tiptoe around it.
Hamilton Burger. Opie wants me to leave chat. Namaste. Heyo.
I like that.
That was good.
Namaste. The irony of that man having that on his cup. He's the angriest guy.
I know. Dang Lizard. Audio issues gave Opie a list. He asked, "Why didn't you guys say anything?" I wrote, "You'd time me out for that, Opie." He said, "No, I wouldn't," and then blocked me.
Now, that's kind of funny. Again, if you're going to do it in that way, that's almost funny. But that's something... I'm guessing that's something that no one heard. I'm guessing he was responding to this guy in the chat. But you know what? I didn't hear a lisp, so this guy deserves to be blocked for saying something so innocuous.
Nice job, Dang Lizard. Get in there.
Yeah.
Chris Primer, earaches? That's what you get for bathing in the ocean.
Yeah, well, as I don't know why people are saying I don't bathe. That's really smart, Opie. Good. That's a good approach to this.
Yeah, that was a crazy fucking show with Opie last week. The shit he was saying. My God.
Well, his ear hurt.
Yeah. All right. Up next, toe time. It's anniversary. Mike, I just checked the weather. Speaking of weather, 84 degrees and sunny. The golf tournament must have went off without a hitch.
I should have said this earlier in the program. If anyone has updates for me while we're live on the Steel Toe anniversary show, I didn't see many. I did see a guy got kicked out. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if he has receipts to back it up. But there was a guy on Reddit who said he was actually I was actually having like a nice time. I was at this cornhole tournament. Other people seemed to be having fun. Like, it was an okay time. And then he went, this was a man who was balding. And so he said, "I'm going to see what they have for merch, see if they have a hat for me." And so he went to buy a steel toe hat. And I guess Cheetos yelled at this man and said, "Patrick doesn't get hats. Get the fuck out of here." So that's how they're treating paying customers, allegedly. Again, I don't know how accurate this guy is. I don't know what his reputation is. But someone on site did claim that if you try and buy merch, you are accused of being a Patrick Melton fan and thrown out of the event, which sounds like just a lovely time. So
I have Melton's last tweet from like 15 hours ago, and it made me laugh last night when I
about Gino and Keanu.
Yes, I'll read it real quick. It says, Report, apparently there's a receding hairline comedic mastermind that is so drunk he is groping random females aggressively at the bar, while his wife makes the rounds between sleeveless fans lined up to grab a sniff of her famous tailpipe.
Yeah. Again, I have no idea how true any of these allegations are.
Oh, 100% true.
But what I will say is I had a lovely time on This Little Piggy the other day. It was on Patrick Melton's channel. And sometimes I've been on there, and they have, like, at times they have very serious conversations about, like, the legal stuff with Aaron, which is usually out of my realm of expertise. It was definitely the hardest I've laughed on that show by far. And one of the hardest I've laughed talking about Aaron, because Aaron is getting so ridiculous. And they showed me at least one of these clips we played on there. So I apologize for the repetition. But I said I can't say. Moody also made me laugh a lot on that show. He had a couple lines that I don't think anyone else even heard, but I enjoyed them. But it was a nice time, and I said, boys, I can't stop here. I can't listen to a couple clips and be satiated with Aaron. I need to know the entirety of what he was doing on Thursday, which was the last goal of the week before an anniversary show. A week where you think he'd be very appreciative of all the people that are going out to see him live. So why do you even need a goal? And I got to tell you, this reinvigorated, as if it ever went away, but it really inspired my true passion about the goal and how much I love it. And if you're one of these people that is like, Mike, I don't like it when you spend so much time on Aaron. I don't think it's the best thing you cover. I'm not interested in it. I get it, but it's not going away because I love it so much. You know? She's staying, guys. I don't know what to tell you. She's part of my family now. So you're gonna have to get used to her because I'm just loving the goal so much right now because it is so absurd. And on a week like this, it gets even more ridiculous. So let's get into it.
First one's called Karma.
Listen, Aaron's appreciative of you guys that pay him. Like, Aaron gets it. So maybe he kind of deserves not to hit the goal this week because things are going so great. So let's see the karma that Aaron is dealing with here.
Thank you very much, Balls Deep. We're starting today at 285. Let's go ahead and knock that out. And
I don't know if it reads on camera. Water just touched my lips. I had to spit it out.
Not a spit take. You almost got a spit take. Also, you can't see his shirt, but I'm sure that comes up later. But my God, Mike, my God.
Yes.
Very funny.
Not a perfect week. Can't call it a perfect week.
No.
Because we were $100 behind on Tuesday. What do you do? If we make it up today tomorrow's Rumble Friday, so we can't make it up. If we make it up today, I'll make it up to you. I'll do a show tonight if you guys knock out the 285 and go over by 100.
That's the spirit. Hey. Yeah. Hey, if you knock out the goal, who cares about the $100 from Tuesday? You knock out the goal today, little bonus for you. Little bonus toe. That's exciting.
Sure, we'll never hear of that 100 that didn't get done Tuesday ever again. Long forgotten.
Here's what I obsess over. When I do a bonus show, it's because I have something to talk about. Like we just did the Why You Laughing about the Stengel brothers. Like I had something prepared to talk about. If Casey took the reins and said, "Hey, we hit the goal today. We're doing a bonus show tonight," I'd be like, "Oh, but I've talked about everything already.
Go clips, like
I have to leave the house after this. I'm not gonna have time to prepare anything. What am I gonna say for all that time?" But Aaron's just like, well, fuck it. I'll do another hour. Who gives a shit if I'm prepared or not? That's what I find fascinating about this bonus content is like, hey, if you guys hit the goal, I'll do an hour of shit that I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But wouldn't that be great for you to pay for?
I think an hour of you without any prepared stuff would be fun. Absolutely. Yeah.
Otherwise, let's take our $100 loss. Honestly, we almost should take a $100 loss this week, and here's why. Anniversary show going great.
Yep.
Golf outing going better than I expected.
Nice.
Everything.
Mike, it's an opportunity. This $100 loss is an opportunity.
It really is. But hey, that's the spirit, Aaron. I got for maybe the first time ever. I got to say, that's the right attitude. Now, I would suggest you at home maybe tuck that away in your memory for later.
coming up.
It might come up. The idea of Aaron saying, "Hey, we've been killing it so much. We almost deserve $100 loss. So don't even worry about the goal. Just remember that he said that. It might come up later. That's all I'm asking."
Put the checkbook away. He's clearly okay with that. All right.
Don't worry about it, guy. We deserve it. I'm not going to be greedy. You've done so much for me already. No sweat. I like this, Aaron.
Roses on that end. Personal life, privately, things coming up. Aces, the week turned out fantastic. I got to tell you, I got to have some kind of karma. And if that karma is a $100 miss, let's call that the payment.
Yeah.
And we're set.
So
So
no
guys,
big deal.
thank
Hey, ain't no skin off my nose, you know? It's all good, brother. It's all fine. Everything's been coming up, Aaron, lately. What even is money? You know, money's an arbitrary system. It only has value because we say it has value. So who even needs this green paper we're obsessed over? Oh, imagine if there was no money, is kind of what Aaron is saying. And I like this new go with the flow Imholt we've got here.
Mikey's Stuart Smalley. He's turned into Stuart Smalley on us. He's good enough. He's smart enough. And gosh darn it, the Super Chatters like him.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Whatever. Give money, don't give money. Who cares?
Thank you very much. What's our number for memberships on Rumble? Where'd we end up today? 42. All right. So if about 10 of them expired overnight, 42 gifted memberships on Rumble.
Oh, he's got an abacus, a Rumble abacus.
They're literally withering away as he's looking. We've got 42. Oh, 10 are gone already.
Away from 300. Thank you, guys.
That's a long ways
Thank
away.
you very much.
What? So there's a new goal. There's a sub goal of 300 members. He's got 42 on the last day of the week. That seems like maybe he overshot his wad here.
Just a bit outside. Next one here is called Quick Change of Tune.
By that metric, I want to get to that. But by that metric, that's as ridiculous as me saying whatever I said the day we did the goal show, when I said like $10,000. Having 42 memberships and the goal being 300 is just as ridiculous.
Yeah, get out those checkbooks. I just put it away. God damn it.
All right, so, hey, karma's a bitch, man. And you get in what you give out, or whatever they say. So whatever, man. Who cares if they don't even give money? All right, let's hear what's going on a couple minutes later. And I literally mean a couple minutes later on the Steel Toe Morning Show.
Jane says we have to make the goal. We kind of do. We have to make the goal today.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome. Great weekend coming.
let me
The only
checkbook
thing that
out
can
again.
fuck it up now is missing the goal.
Oh.
You're absolutely right.
But I thought it was like fair. This is a minute later. This is like, I mean, maybe 5 minutes. Right after he's like, I mean, hey, if we're a little short of the goal, we deserve it. Things have been going so good lately. We were due. You know, we were due for our comeuppance. Moments later, he's like, you know, the only thing that could ruin this day, you guys fuck up the goal for me. So don't do that. It's like, what happened to the other guy a minute ago?
In that intervening time, my bills came in. I got bills to pay.
Oh, I forgot. I need money. Damn it.
The electricity it costs from the time I said, put your checkbook away to now, that's like...
That would be great symbolism if every time Aaron's like, we don't even need the goal. Like the lights flickered.
He has a button under his table.
It's just
Like an
God
evangelist.
telling him, that's not true, Aaron.
The screen flickers a little bit. Oh no, I'm losing internet. Guys, quick. Up next is a lineup.
Okay, so this is what, if you give money to the goal, here's what you're paying for. Like this is a lineup that you should be ready to get those wallets out, because who doesn't want to pay for content like this?
Okay, 285 away from today. Dude, fuck that. Anniversary show this weekend.
Yeah,
30 tickets left to the comedy show. Guys, 200
Yes?
by 7.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Are you saying there are only 30 tickets left for the comedy show? Kudos. I say nicely done. Now, The guys on This Little Piggy, they're a little meaner spirited than I am. They mocked him. I believe that's 30 out of 80 are still available.
Okay.
And they mocked that percentage. I say, good for you, Aaron. You sold 50 tickets. Terrific. His podcast is the same as mine. If 50 people wanted to come see me live, I'd be very grateful. I'd be shocked if that happened. So, terrific. I tip my cap to you, Aaron. Nicely done. What I do find interesting is he's saying, hey, 30 tickets left. Why don't you guys buy tickets for the live show? And then when you're done doing that, why don't you also give me money just because? So get your wallets out to pay for tickets and then come back here to Streamlabs, Super Chat, Venmo, Rumble Rants, whatever I missed, and then give me more money just for being me. Why don't you do that? That's amazing. That's a stunning amount of, what's the right word I'm looking for?
Chutzpah.
But not even that, like just the complete lack of appreciation that he has is so staggering to me that in one breath, in one sentence, he's like, hey, go buy a ticket for the show and then also give me money just for doing this show. That's so crazy.
It's brave, Mike. It's brave. It's brave of him.
It's brave. That's the one way to put it. Yeah, that's not the word I was looking for, I will admit, but it is brave.
The show, guys, 200 by 7. I you know what? I feel empowered asking. 42 gifted memberships on Rumble away from 300.
Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Empowered.
Empowered, yes.
Get to 200. We're going to talk about how shitty Minnesota is. We're going to shit all over Keith Ellison today. I'm excited about that. I got to give Trump some credit. We got Ghislaine Maxwell maybe on her way to the House of Representatives this fall.
No one's talking about that. I should get my debit card out.
Johnson's a fucking tool, and he shut down Congress until September because he didn't want to release the Epstein files.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So you're telling Aaron's like, hey, listen, and I speak a little toe. I'm certainly not fluent yet, but I speak a little enough to get by in Minnesota. And what I believe Aaron is saying is, I feel empowered to ask you for so much. Hey, there's 30 tickets left. You owe me $285 for the day. I feel empowered to ask for that because look what we've got in the lineup. Where else are you going to hear about the Epstein list? Where else are you going to hear about Ghislaine Maxwell or Donald Trump? No one's talking about Donald Trump these days. So I feel empowered to ask you for money. And not only that, I feel empowered to say, hit the deadlines. You should give me $85 within the next hour. Like, that's what I'm really empowered to ask you for.
He does that thing, too, that bosses do, where he's like, in the meeting, we all agree on this, right? Okay, we all agree on it. No one agrees on it, just the boss. He's like, oh, okay, you're going to get there by 7. Yep. Okay, good job, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
And then it is sort of like office thinking, where he's like, and what do we all want to do to meet that goal? Well, we all think, of course, it's worth it to hear Donald Trump talk. And so we all agree. You guys think that's worth $285 is hearing me talk about those topics.
I know we run into this guy all the time, but this guy could be a Michael Scott too. I just imagine him in the office.
Pay me for local Minnesota political takes.
Well, pay me for Trump talking to local Minnesota bikers. That's really the formula here.
Yeah. We've also got people sucking each other off on JetBlue flights, which means I have to change the airline I fly with. And we got more fucking retarded parents keeping their kids in the car while they go and get shit-faced. I'm going to guess Wisconsin, but we'll see.
Now, all that and more for just $285.
Now, if JetBlue added a hot tub, he ain't leaving. Vibes is the next one.
To list those topics and be like, and you can have all of those for the low price of $285. Plus, you should buy a few tickets to my live comedy show. And I would think maybe if you're trying to promote the comedy show, maybe you take a break from promoting the goal so people can catch their breath from paying you and say, oh, okay, now I can afford, finally some room is freed up in my bank account, and I can afford to go to the fucking comedy show because I'm not paying for this guy to talk about Tim Walz on a Thursday.
Mike, I got my money out, but these two vacuums are sucking and creating a vortex, and it's just blowing it everywhere.
Hey, you have two hands, don't you?
Next one's called Vibes.
All right, man. Now we've heard, we went from who cares about money to we do owe him. But how can we be a little more chill? Let's just get the vibes up in here, brother.
But I think vibes, I think Aaron Nimble.
Yeah, everything's cool.
All right, guys, go ahead and throw in a couple of bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's get to $200 by 7 o'clock. I think that would be
I love the nicknames for the amounts.
200.
50 nifty 50. Like,
that is cute. It's playful.
Yeah.
Now, I want to reiterate. You correct me if I'm wrong, Casey. I don't know if you have them in front of you or anything, but I believe we're still within the first 29 minutes of the program, if I'm not mistaken.
29, 33 seconds, yes.
Yes, yeah. I think we are still within the first half hour. And this guy is over and over again said, please pay me. Before he hasn't started the show yet.
I just imagine a couple paying the last of their money. And he's like, why did you spend that money? It's just $200, baby. It's just $200.
Oh, I looked at it as like $200, which is like a bill, you know? We can pay for internet and cable or something. But no, when you put it like that, it is much chiller. $200. That's like no money at all.
Nothing.
Honestly, we don't need to be there until 8:30, but let's just get to $200 by 7 o'clock. I'm feeling good about the anniversary show. I'm feeling great about all this stuff. Just carry it through, baby. Let's just carry those good vibes over. Throw in your $5.
Oh, I didn't even realize this is happening a lot today.
Carry it.
I'm becoming the character rather than them becoming me. I didn't realize he's actually talking like that. He's like, let's go, baby. Ain't no thing. Just throwing a few dollars, ain't no thing. And he says little things like that I just love so much, where he's like, realistically, we don't need to get under 200 until 8:30. If I'm being honest. Hey, Aaron, I got news for you. We, the word you keep using, we don't need to get there ever. It does not. It's to our detriment if you are getting to the goal, because it means we have less money because we're giving it to you. We don't need this. But the idea, like, hey, we don't really need it till 8:30. So, like, if you want to kick your feet up for a while and take it easy, that's fine. But if you're like me, you might want to get it done early, you know? And that way it's just done. And then you can relax till 8:30 when you have to give more money, because the goal is not done at 8:30. It's just this little segment of the goal that I have divvied up for you.
Yeah, Aaron, here's just a piece of advice. Hire a fake boss. Be like, oh, my boss, he needs this goal. You're missing the boss. You're the boss.
I'm gonna get chewed out if I'm not under 200 by 8:30.
That's what I feel like you're telling me. But then I look to see who you're going to get chewed out by, and it's you. And I'm confused.
That would be great. Johnny Crutches is just in a suit, and every few minutes he pops in and taps his wrist like, come on, time's ticking, Aaron.
Or the ex-wives pop on. Where's our money, Aaron? Oh, God, I got to get back to work.
Fives. You throw in fives, and we just keep that vibe going, we're good. Let's not get to the part where it's like, come on, let's have a big rally. Let's just fives. Nice and easy. 5 here, 5 gifted membership on Rumble here. Thanks.
I mean, you're sweeping and cleaning up, dirty homes for this money. Just send it on over, whatever your job is.
5 for vibes, baby. Whatever. Just throw. Don't make like a big thing out of it. Like, you don't make a spectacle of yourself. Don't throw all these Ben Franklins at me. Just fives. Fives are cool. Whatever.
Just drop the 5 on the ground. I'll just look around and slowly bend over. No one will see me. It's just our secret.
All we need is a Lincoln, brother. That's all we need.
Thanks, boys and girls.
Hey, come in the closet with me here. Just put your $5 in the closet. Put all your $5 in this closet where I live.
So let's get into it today. Lots to talk about. Los Federales with $1 says, how much for you to take the shirt off and do the rest of the show shirtless? A, that's fucking gay.
I've got spoiler. There is no B. He It's gay is the only reason. If it wasn't gay, that shirt would be off before that sentence would have had time to finish. That shirt would have been popped off if it wasn't gay. That's what Aaron's kryptonite is, gayness.
Mm-hmm. Be promised only for Nick, now and always.
That's the amazing thing is this guy that allegedly licked another man's juices off of his wife. He's terrified of looking gay. that's his one bugaboo. His one hang up is like, I'm not gonna do something that maybe makes me look gay. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. You know, there's this rumor about Leonardo DiCaprio being gay here in Hollywood, and you know how he fights that? 19-year-old ladies. As many as he can get.
Aaron's got too much pride.
That's really gay. Hobo, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very, very good.
Tuck that in the old memory.
Going on right now. Yep. I appreciate that, buddy.
Just keep that in mind. He's feeling good. Everything's chill, my man.
And it's Wake Up is the next one.
Okay, well, this is where I start to wonder how good he's feeling. Because I'm feeling chill. I'm looking at my wallet. Got a few fivers in there that I can toss the I-man. But I don't know. Maybe it doesn't seem like Aaron's loving it in this clip.
We do a better show than that. We do a bigger show than that. Let's roll in it during anniversary week, baby. This is our last goal of the week.
Let's. So here's the picture that Aaron is painting. Money is flying around the room. You know, like one of those things they do at like an NBA halftime show. Like you get in the cage and you grab all the dollar bills you can get. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's more minor league baseball now that I'm thinking about it, but whatever.
You know the Savannah Banana thing. I think.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's the picture Aaron's painting. Like, we're all reveling in this cash. He's like, hey, let's bask in it. Let's all. I love that, where he's like, let's, we. All these phrases that would paint the picture that we're all relishing the spoils of this great achievement.
It's a timeshare. We all get a minute in Aaron's life.
That's right.
Just pay.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. I would appreciate a little congratulations, Toe. 11 years. That's fucking impossible in this climate.
I gave you money. Now I got to congratulate you too. Goddamn.
He's saying this. This is real. He's saying this with a straight face. I expect you people to say congratulations.
We get homework.
Oh, how uncomfortable. Like, hey, why aren't you guys congratulating me more? Oh, by the way, 11 is not a milestone. When you get past 10, do you need to do an anniversary every year? Well, even below 10, do you need to do an anniversary every year where you celebrate yourself? But let's just say, like, maybe at that point it should be 10, 15, 20, you know? If I got invited to my 11th high school graduation, I would go, that seems odd to celebrate.
On the screen, he has Stoney's 30th anniversary. Seems a lot more poignant than 11th, yes.
That's true.
Way to keep it together. Thank you, guys. 285 is the number. Let's make sure we knock this out today without me doing this too much, okay? I appreciate it. I'm going to put my belief in you until about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Then I hate you all.
I'll believe in you for the next hour. You've got 1 hour of my belief left.
You're Cinderella's, her hayride that looked nice and is going to turn back into a pumpkin in an hour.
Yes.
Get me down to
I will stop believing in all of you as a group, as a collective, in 1 hour. So time's a ticket.
My love is on the clock.
100. I'm going to leave you alone till then. I really hope you prove. Hey, everybody wants me to shut up about goals.
Yep.
I'm going to do that till about 8 o'clock. I'm going to give you an hour to prove me wrong. Get us under.
That's not
$200.
a tremendous amount of time. So when people were telling me about Aaron, like when I first started hearing of, they were like, "You should cover this guy because he does the goal segment." And I remember thinking it was douchey, but shame on me for not. I don't think I gave it enough of a chance because I was like, "That's kind of douchey," but like, he seems like he seems like a fine enough broadcaster. Like, he tricked me into thinking he was good at the time. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fine. he does this douchey goal thing, whatever. If you had told me, well, Mike, listen, that's true. It's not that douchey. He only does it every hour. I'd be like, wait, what? I thought he did it once at the end of the show. I didn't realize. To be like, hey, I'm only going to do it hourly. That's so much more than I ever anticipated. I thought it was once. Not like, hey, I'm going to give you a break for an hour, and that's a long time to go without talking about the goal. That's where it really started to pique my interest.
Next one's called Point Proven.
Okay, well, hey, Aaron gave you leeway. He said, I'm going to leave you guys alone for an hour and see what you do when left to your own devices. Well, let's see if that paid off for him. Let's see if letting them ride the bike without training wheels was, let's see if we got the job done.
.com. Well, hey, I feel like I proved a point today. It's frustrating. It sucks, but I proved a point. The show I've been doing this morning is the best show out there. No, it actually makes content. It actually discusses stuff, but then it also interacts with its audience. It's fucking funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody rolls with it better than I do. But I also said I ain't going to say a word about the goal until 8 o'clock. I didn't. We made $5. $2.35.
That's the takeaway from that?
Greatest show ever.
Shit. The point he was proving was that he didn't make enough money. I swear when I said he's like, listen, I proved my point the last hour. We've done the best show ever. And I was like, well, I don't really agree with that, but maybe others disagree with me. Maybe he's done the best show known to man. And that's the point that he's proving. Nope. The point was that without his coaching, you guys have been slacking. The point he proved was that you didn't clean your room. You guys left this place a fucking mess. I left you guys home for the evening. I gave you pizza money. And this is how you treat our house? You leave it a fucking pigsty? Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I'm disappointed in each and every one of you. It's frankly gross what you do. Your mother and I work hard. And God forbid if she's not babying you and cleaning your diapers, you'll leave this place a fucking disaster. Shameful. Shameful, Steel Toe fans. It's disgusting.
But the metaphor keeps going, Mike. It's then he walks outside and collects the trophy for the greatest father award.
No, I earned this.
I earned it. I'm the greatest.
He's got his Morty Seinfeld #1 dad shirt on.
Yes.
They don't make this for just anybody. I'm the world's greatest broadcaster. That's not a self-appointed title. I am the only one saying it. No one else has contributed to this theory that I'm the best, but I have the title. That's without question. Let's hear him continue scolding his audience for only giving him $5.
We heard Shane Gillis earlier talking about his comedy special. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Not the fun. And that comedy is great. Whatever.
And Shane, I thought Shane did a great job. And the way he described it was, I don't care that I'm bombing right now.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes finds it funny, but that's the attitude you have when you believe in what you're doing. I don't think Aaron believes in anything he's doing. It's all propped up on nothing. This is a house built on popsicle sticks that he's living in here.
He's a Western movie set where you try to go in the bar and the whole thing just collapses.
Yeah.
Away from today's goal. It is the last goal before the anniversary show. Should it be knocked out? Yeah, if we were a good show that, did all right and had good support.
Whoa.
Yes.
What the fuck do you mean? I just heard it's the greatest show of all time. No one rolls with the punches like Aaron or whatever the fuck he said. No one's doing that. No one's doing a show that good. And moments later, this guy's ego lives on such a thread where literally it might be, I'm going to have to check the grammar here. It might be the same sentence where he goes, I guess if we were a good fucking show, we'd be making money, but I guess we suck.
Yeah, the show before our anniversary show, it would be knocked out. But I know what kind of show I have.
All the people watching have to pay to go to? So there's a show on Saturday that they have to pay to go to. There's a golf tournament on Sunday that they have to pay to participate in. And they should pay you on Thursday simply for doing what you do every week.
You gotta pay the fleecing before the fleecing, Mike. That's the rule.
Just out of curiosity, what am I getting out of this deal?
Multiple fleecings. It's called a rug pull, Mike. Get used to it.
I understand it. The people who like it do want it to hang around, but they need to be asked. They need to be coaxed. I do need to rattle the can. So I gave you guys an hour to put, and if we would have been under 200,
and look what you did.
$5.
The fucking the sink is filled with dishes. Your fucking clothes are everywhere. There's gunk on the fucking That's never gonna come out. You think that's easy to clean? Jesus fuck.
Now hold on, I gotta take this interview for Dad of the Year by CNN.
You had your friend. Listen, I don't mind if your friends come over. You got fucking beer cans everywhere. It's ridiculous. Your mother and I provide a home for you. It is ridiculous how you treat it, and frankly, it's shameful.
Well, I provide a home. Your mother left to move back with her parents.
I'm a single dad.
I'm just a single dad out here.
Your mother's fucking some lawyer, some wannabe lawyer.
Your mother's got a new tattoo. It's fun.
By 8 o'clock, I would have given you another hour. I would have shut the fuck up.
And I was going to take you to Six Flags. And to think, that's how much of an asshole I am. I said, when I come home and these guys have the place spotless, I'm going to take them to Six Flags. And look, you made an ass of me. As Alec Baldwin once said, you're a rotten little pig, and you've made an ass out of me for the last time.
Oh, this Marco Rubio story I could have told you. You'll never get it now.
And to think I was going to tell you about Tim Walz. You don't deserve it.
Go to your room. No supper for you. Unless you got $5. You got a $5, Rodney? I'll give you supper.
This ain't my fault. Sorry. 2:35.
I think this is the clip they played on This Little Piggy, if I'm remembering right. This ain't my fault. Hey, this is on you, obviously. I gave you all the tools to donate. You know? Ain't my fault. I did everything I had to do, which is nothing.
Every time we look at our low view count at backstage, I look at Electra, I go, ain't my fault.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah, it works.
Imagine saying, I gave you all the tools to give me money, and you slept on it. You didn't utilize them. I did everything in my power to allow you to give me money. You know, we provide a nice home for you. We put you through prep school. And this is what you do with it.
You think copying and pasting a Rumble rant is free?
This is what you do with it. Marijuana, Flinty Gecko. It kills brains. You're a pothead. You're a doper.
This ain't my fault. Sorry. 2:35 away from today's goal. Back to asking. Let's try to get it under 200, guys, by 8:30. I sure would appreciate it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Go ahead and throw in. I mean, if you think your shit's so hilarious, a couple bucks behind it wouldn't be too bad.
Hey,
that's
you're
what
the one
saying to you.
You listen. You want a car? You want your curfew later? You want all these things? You're not showing me you deserve it. You certainly haven't earned it. You know? Well, you want a car? Are you gonna keep up with the payments? Are you gonna keep it clean? No, of course. It's gonna be me and your mother picking up the slack, as always. Of fucking course. Because you're lazy. That's what you are, Mussolini Diff. I'm trying to think of names in this chat. That's what you are, balls deep. You're lazy. You're a slacker. It's why you have a C- average in school. It's why you never get a job. You're always loafing on our couch here. It's why you won't go to college. You're a bum.
Venmo,
I did everything I could.
Super Chats and Rumble Rants. Go ahead and throw in. I mean, if you think your shit's so hilarious, a couple bucks behind it wouldn't be too bad. Let's go, as they used to say at my gym. I miss Let's Go, guy. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. If we entertain you every day, throw in a couple of bucks and show you appreciate it. It would mean the world to us. Go ahead and throw in
Yeah, just like that poor bastard that gave you $5 that then you shit on.
What happened to the vibes guy?
Where are the vibes?
Hey, man. Hey, man, we're just chilling.
Namaste.
All I need are 5s. Hey, guy gave you 5. I thought we were done. Like, he gave 5, and it's chill, whatever. Remember, guy, remember how I asked you? I gave you a little homework earlier. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough for you to decipher, but the smarter viewers and listeners, I think, will be able to pick up on it. Remember when Aaron said that it's karma? Things are going so well, he actually deserves to miss the goal.
I do remember that.
Remember that? Now, spot the differences between that clip and this clip. You have 30 seconds. See if you can tell the differences.
Well, they're wearing the same shirt, so it's not bad.
It's hard. Yeah, it's different.
35 is the goal. I guess I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later on.
And this better be spotless when I get back here. I better be able to eat off these floors when I get home. I'm gonna be back at 8:30 to check on you guys.
This room's not clean by then.
Oh, what an insufferable douche.
Problem here, Mike, is we're falling behind.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, not on anniversary week. Aaron's already stressed with the show. He's got a golf tournament going on. He's got a comedy show. He's got to perform in front of a live audience. Come on, guys. He's going to be so pissed if we don't hit the goal.
All right, guys. 8:30, final fucking show with a goal before the anniversary show. I'm having a great time today, but as usual, I'm making no money. So time to throw in. We wanted to be at,
as usual.
As usual, yeah.
What an ungrateful son of a bitch. Earlier I heard it was almost a perfect week to go along with all the other perfect weeks. They missed one goal by $100. Other than that, he's been perfect for some time now. And he has the audacity to say to these people, it's the same group of people that always give him money. And he's like, I guess you guys are giving me fucking nothing like you always do. You always give me no fucking money. And I guess that's what you're going to do today, too. Because you never give me any money, and today's no different.
Like, I'm starting to think he's manipulative.
He's manipulative and also wildly ungrateful.
Yes. And this is Eric the actor level ungratefulness, I gotta say.
Yes, yeah.
100 by 8:30, that's our low water mark. Well, we missed it. Let's see if we can get to 100 by 9:30.
And now I'm drowning.
Not a low water mark if you miss it. That's the definition.
Great. And now the boat's sinking. I gave you one job.
And have a shot at not being giant fucking failures the fucking day before our goddamn anniversary weekend starts.
Wow, you're right. I am so focused on the ungrateful aspect of it. You're absolutely right to point out how manipulative this is, because it was in real time. I guess it was like an hour and a half ago that we heard him say, "It's chill, man. Whatever. Give some 5s, no big deal. I mean, whatever you can afford. We deserve to lose. I got so many good things cooking for me. It's karma if I don't hit the goal." And now he's like, I guess I'm a fucking failure. I guess I'm a freak show that you guys are just here to laugh at. Oh, point and laugh at Aaron. I guess I'm a fucking loser that you guys don't appreciate. Fine, be like that, I guess. I'll just keep doing a good show and making no money, like, because I never make any money. And then I guess there's people in this audience that feel bad and go like, oh, Aaron, no, we love you. Here's your money. We love you, buddy. Chin up.
The sort of irony is they're both fake. Like, happy karma guy, vibes, fake. This guy who,
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you gave Aaron truth serum. That's a good point. I wonder if neither Aaron would exist and he would just be like, nah, this is a thing I do. I know I make more money if I do the begging stuff, so I don't care if I look like a fucking asshole, it's just what I do to make money. Like, I wonder if given truth serum, would confess that to us.
Is there a human being under this skin?
Right. Like, does he say that to people in his, like, when he's laying in bed at night with ESPY? Does he say, like, nah, I don't really give a fuck about the goal? Or is he really tossing and turning? And I'm going to look like a fucking freak tomorrow if they don't give me money on anniversary week. And I genuinely actually don't respect him more if he is that guy. If he's behind the scenes, like, I don't give a fuck. I just trick these people into giving me money. I don't respect that anymore than the neurotic freak who's twitching and curling up in a ball begging for money here.
I put it's about plus 2,000. Vegas says on that second one. I'm just saying that's the more obvious one, I think.
Yeah,
because you can't have these fully formed out weird thoughts without thinking about it for a long time. You know?
Yeah, guess I'm a fucking loser.
Yes, we're all losers.
Takes this part to make money, but hey, $5 or $10 would be cool from each of you.
That's what they gave you last time, and you shit all over them.
Money just goes into a pit,
or even 2, 1 or 2 would be great. Gift a membership on Rumble.
It wouldn't be. He says $1 or $2 would be great. Like he's doing an every dollar counts sort of thing. They gave you $5 and you bitched for minutes on end.
You told them, hey, don't give me money. And then when they didn't, you complained.
They gave you $5. Hey, every dollar counts. Now, if you give me $5, I'm going to whine like an ungrateful little girl who didn't get the right toy on Christmas. But you know,
will be good.
But $1's fine, whatever.
You, the gross part of what I do. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. There's Zen Man with a gifted membership.
Take a lesson from Zen Man. Take a little lesson from Zen Man. Patrick made such a great point. And it shows like he's the real, like he's experienced. He's talked about Aaron a lot longer than I have. And a lot more in depth. So he was aware of something that I don't think it ever dawned on him. Maybe we mentioned it early on, but I don't remember thinking of this. I thought it was such a great point. He says Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. If you go to any of those apps right now on your phone, like if you just open Venmo, let's say, you don't know how to pay Aaron M. Holt. In fact, if you search Aaron M. Holt, his name won't come up. It's like Steel Toe Media or something like that. So it never really dawned on me. He's naming all these websites, but it's just this vague, like, yeah, go to PayPal. Okay, who do I pay?
Oh my God, you just hit on something so...
Do I? Well, it was Patrick's point, but I think it was a great one where it's like, do I just send it into the ether? I just type in Steel Toe, and that's the address I give money to?
All right, I don't want to do this, but you actually have made a good point here. Steel Toe. What you do is you go by a domain name. Tip Steel Toe. And then you put all those links there, and you just go, hey, go to Tip Steel Toe.
Of course that's what you should do. Absolutely.
Boom,
yeah.
done.
Yeah, I can't believe I never thought of that. Like the idea that, I guess I just assumed these listeners know that enough because I don't think he needs to say it every time, quite frankly. I think he says Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, Venmo, whatever. I always feel like I'm missing one.
Streamlabs. No.
I said Streamlabs. But that's the one I always remember. But like I always think like he doesn't need to say those because everyone knows where you can donate. It never occurred to me that actually no one knows where they can donate because he never actually tells them.
This is actually, I texted Carl this. This was my point with Super Tips. I'm like, when people go, yeah, go to supertips/GG/, I'm like, why don't you just buy Tip Cardiff or Tip Carl and then just forward that there? And then there might be something.
At least supertip.gg/WATP. At least that it's wordy, but at least that is, if you type that in, you're giving to Carl.
You'll find it for sure.
If you just type in PayPal to Google, nothing happens. You can't give him money.
Nope.
You Zen Man for hearing me. I appreciate that. How about the rest of you? 35 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble.
I never thought to say that when Electra's reading super chats. I've never thought to say like, "Hey, thanks, Ralph," but how about the rest of you? There's a lot more of you in there. Why don't you give me a few dollars? What do you say?
How was Ralph the first one to make this point and give me money? Come on, if this is such a great point, all of you should be giving.
You're probably all thinking it, so why don't you all say it? Yeah,
that's right.
5 away.
Matter of fact, if you were thinking it, you owe me.
Yes.
From today's goal, let's move it. Let's shock the system.
What does that mean?
I feel like maybe I just heard it the other day when I was finding these clips, but I feel like they played that on this little piggy too. The idea of like, let's shock the system. Like you're going to get a jolt of energy when we're like, ooh, I just gave Aaron $10. Ooh, Well, man, what would giving him $50 feel like?
That $800 donation really changed things for him. Like, it can happen again.
Yeah.
It can happen anytime.
Chasing that dragon. It's like Artie Lang says about heroin, you know?
Yes. It's never happening again, Aaron. Sorry. Nerves is the next one.
Oh, man, I just hope... I'm getting so nervous that we're not going to hit the goal. I hope Aaron's not feeling that way, too.
For Jane with $2. Thank you so much for Jane. I don't mind $2. Everybody throws in $2. We're way over for a bunch of days. Thank you.
Yeah.
2:04.
How many people are watching live right now, just out of curiosity?
For us, there's 552.
Oh, my God. If you all give me $2? That'd be great. Why are you all doing that? What's wrong with you?
5 away from today's goal, but I do have to bug you. I do have to hound you. We did fall behind. $100 by 9:30. Let's get moving so you don't have to hear me do this in between the best content
I
there
do that.
is.
I do that as a joke. I go, come on. Let's go. Aaron's like a third base coach. Like, come on.
Waving on home. Wave
What
him
do you
home.
say? Let's go.
This is troubling. You know, we talked about my uncle and the Real Raw News thing. Sorry, I'm getting louder and my speech is going to get faster because, again, right before our anniversary week, we're just still fucking same old steel toe. Thought there was going to be a celebration. Aaron, you fucking retard.
Well, why? Why did you think you threw yourself a celebration? It's not like if your wife or girlfriend was hinting like, hey, keep your plans open for your birthday. I'm just saying, nothing's happening, but just keep your plans open. You'd be like, oh man, I bet they're going to have a celebration for me. And then if it's just, your wife with a piece of cake, you're like, oh, I got my hopes up. I thought there was going to be a celebration. Aaron is throwing himself the celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is the one. Aaron threw himself a birthday party and is like, why aren't you guys celebrating with me? Come on.
And it's a week.
Right. That's a good point, too. It's a week-long party, and Aaron's like, why aren't you guys celebrating me? I don't know, because you just told us it was your 11th anniversary, which isn't a number that means anything to anyone. No one gives a fuck. And Aaron's like, oh, it's unbelievable to keep the show going for 11 years in this climate. Well, he hasn't. He got fired from radio, and then he was on Twitch, and then he lost that massive Twitch audience that he built. And now this is like a totally different show from what he was doing. So this is not 11 years of the same show. So, like, what are we celebrating?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah. What are we all supposed to be juiced up for?
One of the first streamers I ever met when I started, Mike, was this Jake Hudson fellow. And I met him online. I'm like, oh, hey, hi, Jake. Nice to meet you. And he's like, it's my birthday. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And he's like, in 3 weeks, but we do a birthday month.
Yeah.
This guy is fucking doing the birthday month.
Yeah. Aaron's got his sash on that says birthday, bitch. And he's sad no one showed up to his party. But hey, Aaron, if you want to make it a celebration, if Aaron wants to make it a celebration, instead of having clips of Donald Trump or Keith Lawson or whoever the fuck he advertised.
Keith Ellison? Yeah.
Keith Ellison. Like, instead of having clips of these people, if you want to make it a celebration, be like, hey, here's a clip from my first episode on terrestrial radio. Hey, here's clips of the co-hosts you've enjoyed over the Corey Adam and Oz and whoever these people are. Like,
find falling out of a chair.
Yeah, find old classic clips that people like. And then even, I'm thinking like Steel Toe now, have these people send you like, hey, I found that. Here's $5. Will you play this my favorite segment from 2018 that I really enjoyed? And Aaron will be like, all right, fine. For $5 we won't play it, but maybe for $20 I will. Like if you want to be a celebration, do something like that. Don't do the same horse shit you do every single day, and then go, why aren't you guys treating me special today? I'm a special boy, please.
I like when you call
Aaron's
yourself a boy.
Aaron's a 40-year-old man going, get me birthday gifts. You know how most people are like,
He is.
Most people are like, hey, we're doing a thing for my birthday. No gifts, please. Like, I don't want to make a fucking thing of it. I'm just inviting you out to a party. Like it happens to be my birthday, but I just want to get the guys together or whatever. Please, no gifts. Aaron's like, no, absolutely gifts. And then if you don't show up with a gift, he's shaming you in front of the entire party.
And you have to do it every day and twice a day.
Hey, everyone, Greg didn't get me a gift. Isn't he a fucking asshole? Sure, he got me a gift on Tuesday. And he got me a couple of gifts on Wednesday in the morning and the evening. Yeah. But he didn't give me a gift on Thursday. Isn't he a fucking prick?
My God. Doing their best is this next one.
Well, yeah, so someone points out, hey, Aaron, I'm just going along to get along here. I don't have a ton of disposable income, you know? I feel bad when you shame me. And this is Aaron's takeaway from that comment.
For Jane with $2 says, I'm poor. I'm doing the best I can. Well, I wish other people would do the best they can, Jane. I wish they were all as great as you.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe the best they can do is not giving you money.
Oh, my God.
By the way, giving you some amount of money. Like, people have given you $5, and maybe that's the best they can do. Like, I don't know. Are these all highfalutin people at this golf tournament today? Are these all the richest of the rich that have plenty of money to piss away? Or, like, are they working class people? I always assumed Steel Toe was like a working class type of name that he wanted to relate to. And he's money, please. Like, that's the attitude that he has on this gritty morning show.
$5, I appreciate it. Honky with $5 says, told my wife to shave her pussy, woke up bald. Oh, she's saying that you're a pussy. That's terrible, my man. $200 away from today's.
You know what? I should send money so Aaron will respond with quick wit to my chats like that. Maybe if I give money, I can get repartee like that, a nice back and forth. That's worth a few bucks.
All he does is take the amount you give him off the goal and then move on to the amount that's left. He does not talk about you.
Yeah.
Goal. Well, you guys did get there. You did get to 200. Can you do me a favor and, maybe on anniversary week? Fuck, you've already missed Tuesday. You guys could get.
Wait a second. What? Wait a second. Hold up.
Now, I asked you guys to remember something.
I got to check the notes. Hold on.
Where do you think that could apply here?
We were released for that crime. Now he's jailing us again for it.
I mean,
double jeopardy.
You already fucked up on Tuesday. You were already little pieces of shit on Tuesday. I guess it's going to be 2 days where you've let me down.
Oh, this is why the wife's left. All right, we're going to forget that, Aaron, right? Yes, we'll never talk about it again. You remember when you sucked that guy's dick?
Oh, God.
Down to 100 by 9:30, would it kill us? I mean, I ain't even looking at 0 yet. I'm just trying to get down. I'm pumped. We're looking at a sellout for the comedy show. The golf event's going to go.
By the way, even at a place like Laugh Boston, the comedy club that I often attend here in Boston, 30 tickets away from a sellout there is not a sellout. That's 10% of the tickets. It's like a 300-seat room. So saying you're, again, like I said, I tip my cap there, and selling 50 tickets, terrific, nice job. But to say it's basically sold out with, I don't even know the percentage. It's more than 30, obviously. More than 30% of your tickets available is crazy.
That's a lot.
That's what, 40% almost?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Mike, you can't see this, and I've never sat like this, but he sits like a teapot sometimes.
I've heard a lot about the body language. I hear a lot about the body language.
Short and stout. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, just fucking knock out the goal.
What the fuck are you guys doing? Come on. Just fucking do it. It's not that hard. Oh.
I got to blow up these balloons and let them loose so they can knock out the power to my event so I don't have to go.
But guy, I have an event where we're celebrating me. Why aren't you giving me money for that?
Don't you see the sachet on me? This is my day.
The earlier it's done, the less it takes from each person. Streamlabs, PayPal.
For a conservative guy, he's awful communist when it comes to donations. I gotta say.
Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rant, $200 away. Let's get going. Let's get moving, huh?
Get moving.
Get moving.
Come on. You've been lazy so far. Get moving.
Well, Mike, it's time. It's that time. Time for a rally.
Well, now hold on a second, because We've heard some highs today, and we've heard some lows. We've heard Aaron say, "Hey, que pasa, bro? Everything's copacetic with me."
Vibes.
The old Aaron Imholt, he might have worried about the goal. Today, I don't. It's actually, I deserve to hit the goal because everything's been coming up Imholt. Oh, how good everything's going for me. Donate, don't donate, whatever. Don't change the way mustard tastes, you know? But with this, it's from Community. I can't take credit for that. But then, when they stopped giving, Aaron's like, "Yo, you ungrateful little fucks. On my anniversary, you're not giving me money? On my day, you're not." He's a bridezilla all of a sudden. Now let's see if we get a third different type of mood when a rally starts to transpire.
Let's go to Flinty Gecko says this is a real dono. I mean fake. It's fake. Flinty Gecko with $50. Give him an Olbermann.
They are afraid.
Well worth the price of admission, may I say.
Love the Obermans.
Oh, it's rally time. Flinty with $50 puts us 95 away from today's goal. Now anniversary week is perfect.
What a shift! What an
Whiplash.
amazing shift! The likes of which we've never seen. It's unprecedented. I guess we fucking suck and you guys all hate me and I'm stupid. Maybe if we did a good show, you'd give me money. I always think you guys are going to give me money and then you don't do it. Even when I'm celebrating my anniversary, you fucking... Oh, what's that? Oh, there's money. I love you guys. You're gonna. Oh, you're so great. There's money coming in. Yay, money!
That is unfucking.
This is, if you're wondering, this is the same episode. I did not choose from different months where he would have time to come down from such a high and go back up. No, this is within the same few hours that he's experienced this range of emotions.
Aaron, in the future, just wear a solid color. That way we might not be sure if that's the same day, same week, same month. With this shirt, we know.
And it reminds me, I should say thank you to this little piggy for making me aware that, because I was thinking, I talked about Aaron a few weeks ago. We don't need to do the goal again. And then I heard this, and I'm addicted to it. I can't stop. So they got me back on something I'm terribly addicted to.
I've watched a lot of people cover Aaron, and it doesn't interest me the same way. You keep it fun with the goal stuff. That's what makes it fun. So
it's a roller coaster with this guy.
It is. My neck hurts.
Anniversary week is great because now you guys got nothing but we've crossed our last checkpoint. You have an hour and a half shooting gallery at the goal at $95. And where does that put Flinty?
Fish in a barrel, baby. Yeah. You've got an hour. You've got an hour. Shooting gallery suggests to me you have an hour to throw all different types of money at the goal. Throw a 5, throw a 10, throw $2, throw $80. You know, throw all different assortments of money. Let's see if we hit this fucking thing. What do you say? Just go target practice.
I mean, the key is that we cleared the checkpoint. Like that last checkpoint is a danger.
Cleared the checkpoint.
His imagery is fucking amazing.
Because Flinty was at 40. He's at 90. Flinty's back in the top 10. Flinty's back at 90. That puts him in second place. Wow, he's breaking up the girl party in the top 3. Flinty Gecko.
Oh, this is the last clip you said?
One more after this.
I think we're getting to something. There's a new wrinkle in the rankings. Just keep an eye out for it. See if you notice it, and I'll tell you about it after.
All right. Well, I know it's a lady party at the top.
It is.
That's all I know right now.
Is at 90. Rebecca's in third at 82. Miss Tay's in fourth at 80. And Walter is now in the cuck chair at 64. Sorry, Walter. The girls are ahead of you, and you're in the cuck chair. Vidam is at 59.
Hold on. What? Let me explain. If you were watching this little piggy this Friday, you know all about the cuck chair. But the boys enlightened me on something. If you give money to Aaron Imholt, like Walter did, if you give like kind of a crazy amount to give to a podcast, particularly on a weekly basis. So for the week, Aaron has his leaderboard. And if you're in 5th place on that leaderboard, so you gave Aaron the 5th most amount of money. Only 4 people watching his show, which is, he tells you, a lot of people watch Aaron's show. And of those people, only 4 have given more money than you. The thanks for that, the recognition of that, is you are a cuckold. You are in the cuck chair. That's what 5th place gets you. If you give Aaron the 5th most amount of money, it's the equivalent to watching your wife get fucked by another man.
So it's a good thing. Is it a good thing?
Well, in Aaron's mind, maybe it is.
Yeah.
But,
why is it 5th then? If it's a good thing, why 5th?
Because you're a dirty little cuckold. Only a little cuckold bitch would give him $65. You don't want to be a cuck, do you? You want to be the bull. You want to be 1st place. So it's incentivizing people to give more, I guess. Because if you're in 5th place, you don't want to be some cuck, you know? You don't want to watch your wife get railed. And as I'm going to recycle this line that I used on Friday. In Aaron's own polycule, in his mind, he was in 5th place. So
he was.
Like Aaron was the cuckold. And representing that is 5th place for some reason.
It was 4 of them, and he was 5th, Mike. That sucks.
That's astonishing. It's astonishing that he doesn't catch these, but...
$9.
All right, now we're on our final one. We did it, Mike. I don't know what we did, but
well, I hate to spoil it, but it's been such a roller coaster, highs and lows, and no one knows how to react. I'm sure you're all exhausted. That a little spoiler. By God, we hit the goal.
Oh, nice.
Tremendous
Hey,
comeback.
guess what, boys and girls? Flinty Gecko with another $75 says
Flinty!
Yes, Flinty's the man.
And hold, just to be clear, that's what he wants. Like, if I was throwing a little temper tantrum and was like, I guess you guys fucking hate me because you never give me any money. We're $80, we're $70 short or whatever we are. And then one guy gave all of that. I think I would wake up from that little piss fest that I'm throwing and go, oh, Jesus, man, I'm sorry to make you feel like you had to give all of, like, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. You don't need to give me all $75 just to hit this goal that I've made up. Like, but there's no humility. There's no getting pulled out of it. There's no moment of clarity where Aaron's like, oh, Jesus, Flinty Gecko, that's too much. You're too generous. He's like, hey, good. You don't want to fall behind into that cuck chair. Now you're number 1.
This man was not built with a guilt gene, Mike. He's lacking a guilt gene.
Astonishing.
But
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Flinty Gecko
again,
flexing
worth
on them all.
every penny.
My God, it's not even a good clip. Yeah, get good clips. God damn. We'll send you some clips, Steel Toe, that you can use. My God.
All today. Thank you, pal.
They are afraid.
So the goal is knocked
Money
out.
well
so what
spent.
does that?
They have nothing to do with anything. They're just
money well spent.
I've never seen a randomer clip in my life.
I mean, if any more money comes in, we don't have a goal Monday. We don't have a goal Tuesday. Does it go to like Tuesday night or
Wait,
I guess we were 100
whoa.
short.
Wait a second.
Why don't we have a goal Monday or Tuesday? How could this be?
Maybe because anniversary, we cancel goal week? I don't know.
Oh, did he make enough money in the anniversary show?
He's counting his money already from that.
To cancel? Well, then why not cancel today's goal, you jackass?
No, we need that money.
We'll get back to it on Monday.
No.
Why are you reprimanding us for not hitting the goal today?
And by the way, I'm just probably Monday day. Night people still have work to do. You know,
Well,
don't
obviously.
think you're off the hook.
But they always crush it. The night people, I'm not worried about the night people.
There's a problem. We were 100 short Tuesday, but the only thing I can do for you on that is an hour-long show tonight. I can't go any later today because I got to go grab some stuff from the store. Then I got to pick up the kid.
The only podcast you need an Excel spreadsheet to listen to.
And listen to Aaron. I love when people do this. He's like, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to pick up my children. Oh, it's such a busy day. I'm doing so many things. I can't possibly work for money also.
I can't possibly watch Fox News and say exactly what they say.
Regurgitate the same shit, yeah.
Too much brain power.
Later today, because I got to go grab some stuff from the store. Then I got to pick up the kids. Then it's a big cleaning day. Flinty Gecko is now in first at one.
Ironic that the day the kids come home, it's a clean. What do you think those kids are told to do? Get to work.
Well, they do. Oh, that's a real thing, by the way. The kids have their own goals. where like, you know, I don't know what they do, but like, let's say mowing the lawn is $10. Like the kid, that's not a joke. There are goals with the kids.
Flinty Gecko, $3 for mowing the lawn. Thank you, Flinty.
165. Thank you, buddy. Flinty Gecko 165. Crunchy in second at 145. Rebecca in third.
Shame on all of you.
At 107. Miss Tay in fourth. At
You're encouraging this. This is a list of enablers.
Yes. 5. And Walter still in the cuck chair.
Poor Walter. Imagine
at
Walter.
60.
He's like, I thought I was doing something good. I didn't realize I was a filthy cuckold.
Yeah. So you're saying if I take that money back, I'll get out of the cuck chair. All right, I'm going to go and cancel those charges.
Yeah.
Out of the cuck chair.
4. But it's the goal hit on anniversary week and another win for the toe.
And what a regal win it was.
I really feel like a king won a war right there.
Hang your head high, Aaron. Hold your head high. What a resilient king celebrating his spoils. It really is tremendous.
What a show, Mike. We've gone almost 3.5 hours here. We've got a few super
exhausting.
chats.
I'm sorry. Let's read these super chats.
Yay, super chats.
Yay.
Here we go.
Chris Primer, $5. Whoa.
We read that one. We read that one. I'm sorry.
Whoa, okay. Rocco Orbe, 2002, $2. Aaron, Screech's ghost wants his shirt back. That shirt was bad.
It was a Screech shirt.
Describe it. Oh, was it Saved by the Bell
It
shirt?
was like bright pink and bright aquamarine.
Oh, a shirt
in a
Screech
barf-
would wear. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
It might have been too much for Screech. It might have been a little too much.
I think that was him coming out of the closet.
Him wearing a Dustin Diamond shirt would have been perfect.
He needed like a
Saucepan.
gold chain with it or something.
Saucepan, $1.99. Less Opie, more toe. Opie talk kills me.
Well, you skip it. We put timestamps in eventually, you know.
Chris Primer.
Oh, I want to say this real quick. I reminded of Casey too. I'll usually think of it.
Yeah.
Fuck YouTube because I've been noticing just on videos I watch the amount of fucking ads they put in.
Yeah.
We on these long live streams, let's make it so that no commercials in the middle, you know, no mid-rolls.
Midstream commercials.
No mid-rolls.
Yeah.
No mid-rolls.
It's fucking exhausting. It's crazy how many they do now.
Like every 2 minutes, another one.
I guess because they want people to sign up for premium, but it's like, gee, don't punish us like this, Jesus.
And they don't pick the best times, you know.
It's crazy. The amount of ads they put in is nuts. So we can't. They don't give you the option to do it before the show. So if I forget, feel free to remind us in the comments. But
consider it done, sir.
Yes, thank you.
All right, go ahead, Electra.
No mid rolls. Writing it down. Chris Primer, $2 if you insist. I think you put a call out for $2.
Well, it's good. The guy's doing his job. It's appreciated.
Buckle in. We got a few.
Okay.
Mickey Eld, sec $20 something sec. Here's my $2, sir.
That's good. You're doing as you're told. Good boy.
Look at these guys. They're such good boys. Who are these podcasts? $2. Fine, since you begged for it.
He owes me much more. So that's he should be throwing a few twos, but keep it as twos because it is funner that way.
Brings the vibes, Carl. You brought the vibes. Thank you.
Charty McDennis, $2. I'll bite.
That's right. Thank you, Charty.
All right, I apologize for doing this.
Whittle. But you didn't even do it. You're making a joke, and they still are like, yes, we will give you $2. I love you guys. Whittle Watkins, $4.99. No GD today. Sad face.
That's worth a few. Now I'll break character. That's worth a few dollars. I mean, not putting you guys through GD Fenderson. That's worth a few bucks.
I loved your reaction too to last week. We started playing music. When we started playing the guitar.
Oh, she's like, what's happening?
Craig didn't set it up, but that's what we're seeing at the end as he plays.
Wow. I will say that would have been a tremendous just to find that out. So no more spoilers because God only knows what waits for us at the end of GD's special.
Well, I'm just worried that you'd be like, you know what? I'm done with GD. So I had to show you something at the end to make it
I appreciate that.
worth your while.
Hamilton Burger, Aaron's more of a teacup since spouts fill him up.
Hey-o. I reached for the rim shot. I didn't do it.
That is fun.
You did say hey-o, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ben Boolin, goal contribution, $1.99.
You're too kind. Thank you.
But now, Mike, you notice you're not liking this, and that means they keep coming in. You're doing the thing.
I feel bad.
Dang Lizard.
Say you love it. Say, oh, this is amazing. I need this. You owe me this.
This is the money you deserve to pay me.
Coming in like gangbusters.
That'll stop it.
Dang Lizard, €2. Aaron Imholt's story, The Legend of the Fifth Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write that story.
The cuck chair, the story
maybe
of
that is symbolic. Wheel. It's meta.
I love that. Dang Lizard. Oh, that's the same one.
Oh, I'm on pop culture here. Pop culture
Dumpster, $2 for the goal. The rest is on Rumble Rants.
I'll check that later.
And last one here. No buzzer beaters.
Diesel the Rottweiler, $2. I understand I owe you this.
Finally, someone gets it. Someone gets it.
It's not much. It's just what you owe. Pay your dues. So yeah, go to blindmike.net. That's the real way you support the show. Find links wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff because it helps more people find the show. If you want this show to grow, because that'll do so much for you, then do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Helps more people find it. Boosts us in the algorithm. And if you want to become a member, you can do so for as little as $5 a month. So you get early access and bonus content. You can get the bonus Why You Laughing as we do, like Pete Davidson versus the Stengel Brothers. You can get the Quincy drinking game that we've been playing. You can check that out. You can watch that live with us if you so choose. And you also get early access like this week we will be posting Norm Macdonald on Dennis Miller's show with the great Christian Blatt. So check all of that out if you're a member. And blindmike.net is where you find all those links. Also, right after this program, stick around for Unboxing Eric, the Eric the Actor breakdown show with KC and Electra. I never asked you this. Do you have... Eric the Actor was in studio once, right?
One time, yes, and we're getting close to that.
Oh, you have that?
Yes.
Okay, I look forward to that because I've never been able to find that on YouTube.
Yeah,
so I'm curious to hear it. All right.
Yeah, it was a two-parter. I had to find in a couple secret places. But yes, it's his only appearance. But we are almost up to call 200. So we have banged these things out. And we've seen a real change in the little guy. He's a horny little guy now, Mike. So.
Go check that out with Casey and Electra and Luigi Greenberg.
Hi, Luigi. And he says, stop acting like he doesn't exist, Mike.
I just said his name. What are you talking
I know. What are you talking about, Luigi?
I just said Luigi Greenberg.
Well, I think we solved the problem then. I think case solved.
What's his praise? He's got a problem with me?
No, he likes you. He likes you a lot.
How often am I supposed to talk about Luigi Greenberg on this show?
Every day.
Every 3 hours? Is that okay?
When would that come up?
It's like your new goal. You just talk about him every hour.
Did he really say stop acting like I don't exist?
No, now he says thank you, and he didn't mention me the first time.
Why would I?
I agree, Mike. I agree. Why would you mention this guy? He doesn't even
in my mouth.
I don't know the guy. I'm surprised I mentioned him this time.
He's a guy that just leaves a cold steak on the ground, doesn't eat it. I can't believe this guy.
Well, sorry, Luigi. He's a crucial part of that show. Go support Luigi. Go into their chat. Tell Luigi how great he is. Oh man, he really keeps things. He's just so funny and interesting. I love Luigi.
He's got the best laugh too.
He's the greatest, frankly, the greatest man.
Mike, I got to deal with this guy. Quit blowing up his ego.
Is he terrific?
No.
So go pay tribute to the great Luigi Greenberg. I'm sure you already do. I'm the only one not mentioning him, I guess. So I'm sure you guys already do it anyways. But no, shout out to Luigi Greenberg.
No, he says, finally.
Who's just terrific.
You made him so hard, Mike.
Good.
You made another man hard.
Go watch that, and goodbye, everyone.
I'm hard.
Also, go get verygoodshow.org.
We don't know what's there, but
nothing's there. Go check
so look around and just see what you find.
All right, thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
Casey, did you see my outro?
No. Goodbye.
And we have a mean transition. Hey, it's Boogie. Sappers clear the way. Everyone out there.
Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Put it in the outro.
Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it. One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story. Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on him.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right. Stop, my belly hurts.
My dad was in the military.
Who's that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please? If a person is on a bridge threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay, I hope nothing bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.
Put it in the outro.